Hi everyone and welcome back. So today we are going to go back to mature Otome games. So today we are going to be playing Butterfly's Poison, I believe Blood Chains. So this game, I've known about this game. This game came out originally, I believe, back in 2011 on PC. It wasn't originally an adult game, and you can kind of tell by the art style that it was originally an adult game. I don't believe so, but this is the Steam version. They released it on the PSP, the PS Vita, Steam, and the Nintendo Switch, I believe. And because it was on the console release, they only translated the censored version. So this is the censored version. It is not the uncensored version. I don't think they ever localized or translate the adult version of the game that I know of. So I guess it's good for me because I don't have to edit all the scenes out. But I do actually. We need more adult Otome games. You know, and hopefully it's a good storyline. So anyway, let's go ahead and spin the wheel to find out which route we're doing. All right, so let's see who we are going to be romancing this time. Woo! Hideo? Alright, so let's get going on our route, shall we? Alright, so I've never actually played this game. I just know of it. And I've watched other people play it in, was it Japanese or Chinese? I can't remember. Anyway, so let's go. Let's enjoy this together. So I heard that the censoring was actually so heavy that Olympia Soiree is more explicit. So we'll see, I guess. Alright, so let's see what I've gotten us into. Dear sir or madam, I hope that you are in good health despite the summer heat. I would like to humbly request the pleasure. Well, okay. Let's do Yuriko. Okay. Alright, I have no idea if I did that right. Yuriko. Okay, can I read this? Humbly, a pleasure of your company at our daughter's birthday party, which will take place the upcoming Sunday. A humble feast will be prepared to honor your presence. I do hope you can make time in your busy schedule and grace the party with your attendance. Yours, sincerely yours, Yuriko Nomiya. I could have signed it in Japanese. Oh well. Oh well, whatever. I am in a bad spot. Let me move. I should just always be on the other side. I should know this better. Woo! I am back in my lovely corner. Okay. Looking down from the window overlooking the garden below, Yuriko heaves a sigh. Oh, we're in third person. All right, then. Or second person? Third person? Third person. She's feeling rather gloomy. The Nomiya family's manor is hosting a huge party to celebrate Yuriko's birthday tonight. Why would they hold such an extravagant party for me? Yuriko can hear the music played by the orchestra, which was hired especially for this occasion to greet the guests of the soiree in the hall downstairs. I need to get a little hoity-toity like. On top of increasing the number of servants and hiring top-notch chefs, Yuriko's family has even made her wear a brand new evening dress, all for the sake of today's party. Just the thought of how much the family must have spent for this one night is enough to make Yuriko's head spin. Yuriko heaves another sigh. She looks down at the European-style dress she's wearing, but averts her eyes, as a moment later she seldom wears this style of dress and is convinced it doesn't suit her. So this takes place in, like, 1913 or something, before World War II, but, like, before or during World War I, or maybe after. It's around World War I time. It's the 19-teens, I think. I don't remember exactly. This makes no sense, putting in so much effort for me. What is father even thinking? Yuriko isn't feeling anxious for no reason. It's family's financial affairs that she's worried about. Oh, you're gonna be, married off to some rich person, probably. Although the Nomiya family is a Viscount household, they are far from wealthy. Yeah, there's poor Viscounts and nobles all the time. Their financial situation is so dire they often worry about where they'll find their next meal. They're most definitely not in any position to host a gorgeous evening party such as this one. It's faking it, sweetheart. Putting on airs to make yourself look like you belong to the aristocracy, but you're actually dirt poor. It's pretending to be rich. Or that you still are rich, I should say. The family must have added even more to their pile of debts, borrowing money from various people. Letters from debt collectors arrive day after day. Of course, they can always sell the family heirlooms, but there are only a few left. The family has given up hanging scrolls and priceless vases as collateral for their debts. Yuriko's grandfather, who passed away several years ago, was fond of those pieces of art. So your father is crappy with money, then. The fact that they had to stoop to such lows just proves how poor her family is and how unworthy they are of the extravagant evening party. Sounds like your family sucks after Grandpa died. Yuriko doesn't want to show her face at the banquet. If anything, she wants to run away. The thought of escaping has been the only thing on Yuriko's mind. It's her birthday and she should be happy, but the decadence of it all has left her bewildered and exasperated. If I were to disappear, everything would turn into chaos. Well, they're trying to probably marry you off to some rich noble so they can get his money. With a heavy heart, Yuriko experimentally holds up the skirt of her evening dress. The dress is tight around her torso, and she wonders if it's even humanly possible to get out of it on her own. Usually, no. If you're wearing those corsets, you'd have to have someone undo it for you, and to lace it up, too. As long as she can hike up her skirts, like she's doing right now, jumping out of the window and running away from here is still a possibility. You can always take a knife, I guess, at the back of it. A large Zelkova tree, I guess is what's called, grows outside, its thick branches nearly reaching the balcony. Yuriko has always been quite the tomboy. Climbing trees was one of her favorite pastimes as a child, so escaping through the window isn't a problem. Good luck in that type of dress, though. It's so it would get in the way. She knows that she shouldn't be doing this, but part of her brain is already planning her next step. Oh, frick. With trepidation, she opens the window and slips outside onto the balcony. The cool night breeze caresses her skin, and all her worries from moments ago suddenly seem small. Right now, she feels like she can do anything. I don't even like these stuffy parties. The rebellious feeling she's been suppressing starts to burst forth, and there is no stopping it now. And I look awful in this dress. I'm terrible at dancing too. I'm sure it's best that I run away now before I make a fool of myself. She's aware that everyone will be troubled if she, the main star of tonight's party, disappears. But she also knows she can trust her clever brother to deal with the mess. Now that the thought has taken root, her body and mind feel much lighter. Yuriko has made her decision. She will run away. Hiking her dress up to her waist, Yuriko exposes her slender legs. She puts her hands on the balcony's handrail, intent on climbing over to jump onto the thick branch on the other side. But then...
Hime-sama!
Yeah, there we go. Oh! A flustered voice calls out to Yuriko from below.
一体何をなさっているんですか?
You didn't look down? It would be a terrible lookout. Hi! Oh, hello there, Majima.
いたのじゃありませんよ。何をしようとしているんです。 危ないじゃありませんか。
This man is a servant, Yoshiki Majima. His handsome face, which now appears rather pale, looks up at Yuriko under the night sky. He's a 25-year-old man who started serving the Nomiya family around the time Yuriko became a teenager. Apparently, he used to work for a different household, but then Yuriko's family took a liking to his potential skills in landscaping, gardening, and snatched him away. Back then, the Nomiya family was wealthy enough to do that. So your father sucks. Okay, I get it. What are you doing down there? Are you tending to the garden even though it's dark?
今水をやり終わって片付けをしていたところです。今日は日差しが強かったからそんなことはどうでもいいんです。
Yuriko stares down at the flustered Majima. A nostalgic feeling tugs at her heartstrings. She likes Majima. I like Majima! And it's not only for the lovely garden he's created, but also for his honest and gentle character. Majima and this garden have always managed to soothe Yuriko. She is filled with peace and tranquility upon seeing him, the sweet gardener who tenderly looks after his plants day after day.
姫様、お願いですから危険なことはおやめください。
Looking up at the balcony from the garden, Majima desperately tries to stop Yuriko, but the sight only prompts her to giggle. It's been a while since I last saw you look so upset. Actually, I think the last time you were this panicked that was when I tried to jump from the balcony to this very tree.
姫様、とにかく早く下ろしてくださいよ。
Don't do that in that dress. Huh? Let go of the balcony? Are you saying that I can jump?
違います。その
It's like I can see up your skirt.
裾です。
Put it down. I can see up down below you. Skirt. Oh! Finally dawns on Yuriko that she's been exposing her bare legs to Majima this entire time. She hurriedly drops the hem of her dress while scowling at Majima in embarrassment. Why are you staring at Majima? You were showing the legs to the world. Don't blame him. You were the one showing the legs. Majima apologized profusely, but the red dusting his cheeks is visible even in the dark of the night. Blush seems to be contagious because Yuriko can feel her own cheeks growing hot. She's so embarrassed, she turns away, pretending to sulk. Sheesh, now I've lost my motivation. No thanks to you.
やる気？
Maybe you don't spill what you're going to do. I was planning to climb down this tree and run away. I don't think you should tell him that. He would become a part of it. Majima's eyes widen for a moment before he sighs, a peeved look etched on his features.
まったく姫様は一体どこに行かれるおつもりだったんですか？
Seem to think
今
this
夜は姫
through.
様の誕生日だっていうのに。
I mean, granted, it was probably safer back then, but it's just so weird. Yuriko feels something akin to guilt and discomfort at Majima's logical remark. Everything about this party is so excessive, and this fancy evening dress, it doesn't even suit me at all. It's casting pearls before swine. I'm so ashamed that I don't think I can go out there and show my face to the
恥
guests.
ずかしいことなんかないでしょう。すごくお綺麗ですよ。
Oh, you have a little crush on us, do you? Or her, I should say. Majima says so with a straight face. For a moment, the statement renders her speechless. You're such a liar, Majima.
そんな嘘じゃありません。
He likes her. Of course you are, you're a liar. Riko turns around, her back to Majima. You'd say that to anyone. Hey, that's not very nice. With those last words, she moves to close the window behind her. Her reddened cheeks burn. Her racing heartbeat won't calm down. How old are we? Freaking 16? I kind of hope we're older than that. Majima, you idiot. Aww, it's so sad. Majima is kind. He's a man who would smile at any woman and tell her she's beautiful. Yuriko being a tomboy when she was a child, none of the female servants could keep up with her energy. So Majima was the only person who could stay by her side and play with her. He would listen to her stories while tending to the family's garden. She would tell him everything about weird things that happened at school, getting scolded by her mother, discovering a cute cat, a store of baked sweets that smelled heavenly. And Majima would always give Yuriko beautiful flowers. Oh, I like him already, but we're not doing his route. He would tell her sweet words, comparing her beauty to that of a lily, telling her she's practically a princess, etc. However, she soon realized she wasn't the only one Majima complimented. From that day on, a lump formed in her chest that's been stifling her ever since. Sometimes her feelings would rear their ugly heads and torment her. Oh, she has a crush on him too! I hate men like him. Oh, don't say that! Yuriko presses a hand to her fiercely beating heart and chews at her lower lip. Maybe she should have gone with her initial plan, jumped and used Majima as her landing mat. Oh, don't do that to the poor guy! Seeing how badly he reacted to her simply going over the balcony's hand railing, his heart might have stopped had she actually made the jump, yeah. Imagining his shocked face relieves a bit of her tension. Yuriko finds poking at the gentle mask that Majima wears by surprising or annoying him is interesting.
Yuri-san, 入りますよ.
Are you a maid or a mom? Oh, yes, please come in, mother. Okay, it's like it's one of the two. Yuriko replies hastily, surprised by the abrupt arrival of her mother, Shigeko. Shigeko? That was close. If her mother had come a few moments earlier, just in time to witness her trying to climb over the handrail, the entire manor would have been in an uproar right now. Oh, she looks prim and proper.
何ですか? 今夜の主役がまだこんなところでかくれんぼをしているなんて.
What if I want to? I don't want to go to the party.
あら、またそんなことを言って。あなたのための夜会なのよ。わがままを言わないでちょうだい。
Okay. But miffed at the exasperation in her mother's tone, Yuriko casts her eyes down.
ユリコ、どうした?
Hello, Dad.
具合でも悪いのか?
Her father, Yasuyuki, steps into the room after her mother. He's come to check on her. When Yuriko's eyes land on the figure of her father, a complicated mixture of feelings rush through her. Here he is, genuinely worried about her well-being when only a few minutes ago she was trying to run away. She can't stop the guilt from eating at her conscience. No, father, I'm fine.
では、早く皆様にお顔をお見せしなさい。お前の登場を心待ちにしているのだから。
Yes, father, I understand. Albeit reluctantly, Yuriko finally relents to her parents' wishes. It isn't fair that both her mother and father are here. She can't possibly go up against both of them at once. It's probably why they came at the same time. Her mother's confident tone and her father's gentle smile. They both seem so happy, but she just can't share the sentiment. Why are you guys in debt? The noise of the hustle and bustle from downstairs drifts into the room. It only serves to dampen her spirits even more. Is she an ungrateful daughter for worrying about the household's finances instead of enjoying the party that her family has gone to great pains to host on her behalf? Well, here's the thing. The money's already been spent. There's nothing you can do about it. Just enjoy it and then just be on your parents about not spending it again. I'm sure mother and father would feel awful if I tell them I'm worried about the money. Yuriko used to attend an Imperial women's school. She recalls the easy, peaceful days that she spent there. Her school friends would consider worrying over money issues beneath them. They believed a young lady should simply smile elegantly. Ugh. Contemplating economic matters was not considered befitting of a lady of high standing. So, like little birds, they would chirp on about balls, tea parties, dresses, high society, gossip, mindless dribble like that. Yeah, I would go nuts. I can't do that. The end of the war brought... Okay, so this is after World War I. Right. The end of the war brought a wave of prosperity, urging some to feel restless, while drowning others in new forms of entertainment. But in the midst of it all, Yuriko can't get her family's situation out of her head or let herself indulge in the ongoing change. She loved studying and she wanted to pursue a higher education, but she quickly gave up on the idea due to her family circumstances. Well, hello. Who are you?
新しい夜会服を着たんだね。
Hello, handsome. Who are you? Oh, brother. Oh, never mind. The quiet voice of her brother, Mitsuhito, calls her back to reality. Dressed casually and quite slovenly, Mitsuhito leans against the wall and the corners of his eyes crinkling as he gazes fondly at Yuriko. Why are you my type? Why do we have to be related? His ivory white skin contrasts with eyes steeped in shadow. His long black hair is lustrous, and his lean body stands graceful as a willow tree. Mitsuhito may be her blood-related brother, but he's just so beautiful that sometimes she catches herself staring in awe of his good looks. He is familiar with the world of painting, and writing poems is a hobby of his, but to Yuriko, Mitsuhito himself is a work of art. He used to dream of becoming a painter and going abroad to learn more about painting, but their parents were against it and Mitsuhito was forced to give up his dreams. Because of that, he lost his ambition and even ended up quitting school. The only thing he seems interested in now is sleeping around. Of course, he's the type I don't really like. Okay. He's very designed the way I like, though. He's been a handful, to say the least. Mitsuhito's gaze lingers on his beloved sister. His lips curl into a smile.
誰かと思ったよ、ゆり子。お前はいつも可愛いけれど、今夜は一段と愛らしい。
I bet you he's a route. Oh, adult games, man. Old adult games, man. Oh my gosh. Sheesh, brother, you're always exaggerating.
僕は正直な気持ちを言葉にしているだけだよ。
I should.
水人さんたら、あなたまだそんな格好で。
Scowling, Shigeko gives her son a dirty glare. It's hard to switch to like third person.
今夜は大事なお客様がたくさんいらっしゃるというのに、どうして、まあ。
いいじゃありませんか。僕に様相は似合いませんよ。
それにその頭、なんとかなさいといつも言っているのに。ああ、旦那様、あなたも何かおっしゃってください。
Sorry, I had to adjust it since music seems too loud.
いい言っても聞かんだろう。それよりも
Well, at least they didn't waste the money to send him abroad. That would have been a lot of money.
そうですよ、お母様。今夜の花はこの可憐な姫だ。その他大勢はむしろ星を輝かせる暗闇でなくてはならない。ゆり子、本当に可愛いね。このまま。
Oh, sorry.
何を言っているのかしら、妹に対して。
Yeah. Oh.
母上はご機嫌斜めのようだ。嵐の前に退散するとするか。
I'm so glad we didn't get him because that would be really awkward to do. Oh god, the blood-related brother. God, because even Nightshade had one, like a route where you go after, your relative. Anyway, Mizuhito grins wearily at his mother's scandalized tone. He flips back the sleeves of his kimono as he leaves the room. As soon as he leaves, the cheery voices of a gaggle of women greeting him can be heard out in the hallway. Why are they just wandering these people's home? Shigeko doesn't even try to hide the frown of her face on her face as she nonchalantly comments.
水人さんは本当に軽薄ね。血は争えませんこと。
Ooh, shade being thrown.
しげこ
Kasuyuki's angry voice flares up. However, without looking even the slightest bit remorseful, Shigeko lifts her chin and turns away. Sorry.
さあ、行きますよ、ゆりさん。
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes, mother. Hi, Dad. Sighing, she has a very low opinion of her husband, apparently. Sighing softly, Yuriko gracefully puts on a pair of lacy gloves. The tension in the air weighs on her, amplifying her distress. She and Mitsuhito are siblings from different mothers. Oh, okay, so they're half siblings. Still ick, but you know. Well, Shigeko is Yuriko's biological mother. Mitsuhito is a son that Yasuyuki had with a servant, and Shigeko is still sour over it. So he had an affair with a servant before he even had a child with his actual wife. What a guy. Jeez. I have a very low opinion of her father now too. Yuriko fathers her parents out of the room. Plus, they're losing their fortune because of him. Or he's the head of the house, so I'm assuming it's because of him. In this time period. Remember, it's like the 19-teens. It's after World War I, so... yeah. Once outside, however, she catches a sight of a man out of the corner of her eye. The encounter chills her to the bone. Oh god, who is it? Oh, I don't know. I feel like something bad's going to happen with him. Sorry. The man is none other than the manservant Saburo. Oh god. I think I know. They probably removed it, but... began serving the manor roughly 2 years ago. He's a large, boorish man who rarely complains about his job, which includes physical work and driving. Wiping his sweat with a towel, Saburo stares silently at Yuriko with dark, dull eyes. An uncomfortable feeling crawls over her skin, urging her to sever eye contact. This is why you don't stare at people, okay? It's creepy. Running into the gloomy Saburo only makes her more depressed. What a creepy guy. She almost never speaks to him. And yet, ever since the day Saburo started living in the manor, he's been chasing Yuriko with his slimy gaze. Stop. Don't stare at people, please. She finds it very unpleasant, to say the least, but since he's willing to work for a fairly low salary despite her family's situation, she can't bring herself to ask for him to be fired. She can feel his stare boring into the nape of her neck as she walks down the stairs. She breaks out in a cold sweat, her mouth a taut flat line. Ugh, I don't... Yep, nope, poor girl. Yuriko enters the manor's main hall, which overlooks the garden. As soon as she gets there, she's met with the enthusiastic greetings from all sides. Looking around the hall, Yuriko is surprised to see the guests who've gathered there. Among the guests are Marquise, who's a part of the House of Lords, and a countess recently returned from Europe and known for her beauty, and many other famous figures. What a guest list. I should have run away when I had the chance. The Nomiya family is a poor but aristocratic household, and Yuriko finds this luxurious atmosphere both terribly out of place and overwhelming. In fact, they've never had a party with such high-standing members of society before. More and more things about today are decidedly odd. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for having kept you waiting.
まあ、ゆりさん、素敵なお召し物ですこと。
Thank you.
本当に若々しい美しさを華やかに引き立てて、まるでフランス渡りのお人形のようね。
Thanks, I guess. I kind of feel grossed out now. The high pitch and familiar voices of the ladies at the party drown out the rest of Yuriko's greeting. She should be used to casually responding to their flattery, but today their compliments actually made her feel embarrassed. Surprised and nervous, her cheeks grow red. Oh, please, you're just being polite.
ゆりさんは着物もいいけれど、様子も本当にお似合いになるわね。今夜はあなたに結婚を申し込む殿方がたくさんいてよ。
There it is.
そうですとも。あら、そんなに頬を染めて可愛らしいわね。
The design of this room bothers me. The flurry of compliments leaves no room for Yuriko to breathe or even think of how to deal with these guests. What on earth is the point of this party? To get you engaged, obviously. Family has never hosted a birthday party of this scale before. Sure, they have invited relatives and close friends to the members' birthday parties before, but nothing as grand as this. Frozen in confusion, Yuriko suddenly feels the warmth of her father's hands on her shoulders. Yeah, they're trying to get her a husband.
これはご婦人方。あまり娘をからかわないでやってください。
Yeah, they're totally trying to engagement party. I think father.
ゆり子、秀夫くんが来ているようだよ。どういうわけか広間に入ろうとしないから呼んできてあげなさい。
Oh, there's our guy. Hideo? Yes, I understand. Her father has subtly provided an escape route for her. She internally thanks her father for his thoughtfulness, but still she can't help but question the purpose of tonight's party. She's all too aware that she sticks out like a sore thumb at this party. Why would her father host a huge birthday party, and invite all these prestigious people for someone like her? To get you married to a rich guy so that you can save the family and not have them fall into destitution? Just, you know, typical. At that moment, bright laughter rises from the garden and reaches her ears. There's a group of laughing girls outside, and Yuriko has no doubt her brother is right in the middle of them. I was gonna say her brother is probably out being a man whore. Away from the attention of other guests, her father turns to look at her with a warm and slightly awkward gaze.
ユリコ、今夜のお前は本当に綺麗だよ。
Thanks. What are you saying, father? I'm still your little girl.
そう、お前はわしにとっていつまでも子供だ。お前にはきっと将来不自由な思いはさせないからね。お前はわしの唯一無二の宝なのだから。
Something bad's gonna happen, isn't it? Come on. What's gotten into you, father? Are you drunk already? Trying to lighten up the mood, Yuriko laughs, but it's true that her father's words have warmed her. Father has always been a doting parent. He has always treated Yuriko with care and affection, even when she used to be rambunctious as a boy. He isn't a gruff man who likes to emphasize his masculinity. Just from looking at her father's carefree, curated appearance, anyone could tell that he's from an upstanding aristocratic family. Their line pursued a more artistic, sensitive path that of professional flower arrangement. Everyone thinks Yuriko resembles her father. Her small, meek facial features have been adored by many who liken her to a fine Japanese doll. She looks almost nothing like her mother. Her mother is descended from warriors and is raised to act more boldly. Her life has always been steeped in luxury. Yuriko suspects that her mother's spending habits are the main cause of the Nomiya family's money problems. Oh, so it's mom running amok and blowing cash. Okay. People have commented before that she inherited her father's looks and her mother's strong will, but Yuriko empathizes with her father more. Poor father. Her father always smiles gently. His upturned lips hold the innocence of a child and the wisdom of an old man. He's never once complained about his wife's extravagant spending. Probably doesn't want his wife, who comes from a rich family, to feel deprived. That's his way of showing her love. The longer she ponders about this, the more she feels like she can understand why her father would choose to seek the peaceful spirit of a female servant. Just divorce your wife, dude. But the decision ignited the wrath of her proud mother. Well, of course it would. I'm not like my mother. I won't make you sad, father. You know, he made her sad too. Jeez. Yuriko knows she needs to save this household for her father's sake. Because mom's running around spending all the money, which dad could stop. But instead he decides to go sleep with a servant. Alright, whatever. What can she do now? A torrent of unease rolls inside her chest and she determinedly averts her eyes. Intent on obeying her father's request, Yuriko leaves the hall to find Hideo? Her childhood friend. Okay, so he's gonna be the childhood friend. Alright, we're doing childhood friend route. Alright, I can do that. I'm fine with that route. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully he's designed the way I like. But she doesn't see him. It is then that her ears catch the hushed voices of people talking nearby. Instinctively, she hides herself behind a pillar and holds her breath. They seem to be whispering in secret, so she decides to remain unseen.
ね、考えておいてくれたかい？あの話。
だから、俺にその気はないと言ってるだろ。
He's being propositioned, probably. It's Majima and the maid that my family hired last year. The maid has her hand snaked around Majima's arm, clinging to him. Yep, she's propositioning him. She's an attractive young woman who seems to be madly in love with him. Yuriko has caught the maid talking with Majima a couple of times before. However, their interaction today seems a bit suspicious.
確かな話なんだ。ここはもう十分なお金を払っちゃくれないよ。
Okay, so she's not.
ね、だから一緒に他へ行こうよ。
何度も言わせないでくれよ。俺はここを離れない。
Aww, thanks, Majima.
そんなこと言ったって。あんたもそろそろ所帯を持たなきゃおかしいだろ。
How about just mind your own business? The woman's voice is laced with honey as she pressed her big breasts against Machi's arm. Okay, so she's doing both then.
女はみんなあんたに惚れちまう。誰だってついてくるさ。だけどこんなところにいたら女子供を養っていけないよ。
I mean, he probably has his eye on us, to be perfectly honest.
俺は初体を持つ気もない。いい加減にしろ。仕事に戻れよ。
So, if she's so against it, why'd she take the job in the first place? Why should she be here? Majima shakes himself free from her grip. Girl, take the L, just walk away. She staggers, stumbling backward, and narrows her eyes at
な
Majima.
んだい冷たいね。あんた、私に惚れてんじゃないのかい？
Where would you get that idea?
惚れてる？どうして？
That's what I'm saying. Like, what?
花をくれたりしたじゃないか。顔が綺麗だって褒めてくれたり。
Yeah, he's a flirt. Natural flirt.
勘違いさせたなら悪かった。特別な気持ち
It's
は
just
ない。
like, I'm just nice to everyone. What do you want?
嘘をいいよ。
すまない。
He's just a flirt and he doesn't even think about it. Machima's answer is blunt. The woman scoffs, her face deep red and lip trembling.
何さ、育児のない男だね。いくら見目が良くたって、これじゃ三郎の方がずっとマシだよ。
Don't say that, girl. That's a lie.
サブロー？
そうだよ。いくら誘ったって指一本触れちゃくれないあんたと違って、あいつはいつでもどこでもその気になってくれるからね。
Ew. That's just... Ew. Wait, so you thought Majima was in love with you, but you're still sleeping around with Saru? Girl, have some standards.
あいつったらすごいのよ。ゆうべも私は一晩中夢中になっちまったよ。
Ew, gross. She whispers suggestively, taunting Majima. You think this is gonna get him his attention? If anything, it would probably turn him off more. But the look in Majima's face does not change. He just sighs in exasperation.
あいつも仕方のないやつだな。まあ、俺には関係ない。
Never do that.
せ
Never
いぜ
try
い
to
二
make
人
the
で
guy
楽しんでくれよ。
jealous by saying you're sleeping with someone else. It most likely won't work.
なんでよ。あんまり釣れないじゃないか。
Well, you claim that you were in love with him, but you were still sleeping around with another guy. So, if he did, like...
お前だけじゃない。俺は誰にも興味がない。
Well, that's a dirty lie.
本当に？
ああ、
He's actually into men. No, this game's not like that.
そんなわけないじゃない。あんたまさかあの姫様に化粧してるんじゃなかろうね。
This is when you shut up and mind your own business, girl. There it is, yep. For a split second there, Majima's expression stiffens. Seemingly satisfied now with that Majima's shown her a reaction, the woman keeps stoking the flames.
誰にもなびかない理由はそれ？やたら仲がいいと思ったら、あんた大物狙いだね。
And her jealousy comes out.
この家を乗っ取るつもり？
バカなことを。
I mean, wouldn't it go to the sun? Oh no, he's illegitimate. Majima shoots a cold glare at her and narrows his eyes.
呆れた女だ。
Yeah, well. I mean, you
ちょっと！
kind of deserve that, especially in that time period. Walking away from the woman, Majima quickly goes out the open door and leaves the entryway. The woman stomps her feet and snarls.
くしょ。なんだいあいつ。
Wrong with him? What's wrong with you? Trying to get the guy to like be with you, and then you're like, oh yeah, I've been banging this other dude. Killer. What was wrong with you? And then you start insulting him. Of course he's angry with you.
おい、そこで何をやっているんだ？
Are you our best friend? Are you a childhood friend? Please tell me you are. A stern voice booms from behind the woman. She flinches and turns around. Staying behind her is the man, nurse steward Fujita. Oh, it's not her. Okay, well, I got excited for no reason then, I guess.
藤田様。
台所の人手が足りない。手伝いなさい。
Well, he gets a CG, so he's obviously around. I think I wrote his name down on the wheel too, so. With a scowl so deep it looks like it's been carved into her face, the woman trots off to the kitchen. Fujita doesn't hesitate for a moment. He walks on with purpose, shouting orders to the other servants. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. Let's do this. Let's give me some orders, please. Order me around. With her eyes trained on Fujita, Yuriko wonders about the conversation she listened to just moments ago. Well, obviously he probably heard it too. She wonders if all the servants in this manor are involved in vulgar relationships with one another. I mean, Majima's not, but who knows? Some people probably are. I think that the maid and Saburo are... The maid's lewd and suggestive remarks return to her mind as she blushes. Honestly, that would kind of just gross me out. I don't think I'd blush. I'd be like, ugh. However, Majima refused to be tempted by the maid's seduction. Girl, your dad was tempted by a maid's seduction or seduced a maid, so you can't really judge the servants because your dad's just as bad. That moment, his refusal flooded Yuriko's chest with relief. If Majima had admitted to doing the kind of vulgar thing Saburo was doing, she could never have forgiven him. Oh right, she likes him, right. Apparently, the servants have already caught on to the household's financial condition. Well, duh. Sometimes if you get IOUs instead of your paycheck, it kind of, you know, shows. And they see the cut costs of, like, the things you're ordering and all sorts of things. She's fairly sure the maid won't be the last servant to quit. The other servants will surely follow her example. Even if the servants are willing to stay, sooner or later, the household won't even be able to give them chores to do. Yet here we are, hosting an excessively grand party. Girl, you need to get off of that. It's when it's done, it's done. This party. Having noticed Yuriko's presence, Fujita greets her. Hello, sir. Everyone looks ghostly pale. He walks toward her, and being a man of an impressive height, his shadow looms over her. Was he 5'7"? Back in 1913. Framing his twinkling purple eyes are finely chiseled features. It's clear that Fujita is not purely Japanese, but instead mixed heritage. That, coupled with Fujita's constant deadpan expression, has always made him look like a foreign doll to her. It's not very nice. You don't like people calling you a doll, you're calling him a doll. Everyone who works for this family calls Yuriko my lady, and they refer to the head of the family as master, his wife madame, and their heir young master. So he is the heir, okay. It's custom the household inherits from the days before the Meiji Restoration, when the family used to be that of a feudal lord. But to Yuriko, it's the habit of a bygone era. Fujita, have you seen Hideo?
Yeah.
Hideo. It's probably Hideo. Okay. See, I wonder where he's gone to. Fujita's purple eyes trace her face, searching. Fujita has watched Yuriko growing up, and has a keen eye for what could detect even the slightest change in her demeanor. While those eyes do make Fujita reliable, Yuriko is also scared of them. That's because she feels like those eyes are a product of the foreign blood in Fujita's veins. Can see through her soul. If only I could, foreign blood could do that. Everyone has magical powers, depending on where they're from. I mean, we're fine. Oh, I'm fine. Let me save. Can I save? Alright. I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
そうですか。いえ、お顔の色が優れないように見えたので。
Well, I just saw that situation happen. Really, I feel fine though. Yuriko hesitates briefly before deciding to ask Fujita. How much do you know about this soiree?
言いますと?
Why are they making it so extravagant? It's just, I wonder if I'm the only one who thinks that the party is too extravagant. As a family's butler, I'm sure you're fully aware of the state of this household.
姫様はそのようなことをお気になさらず、ただ夜会の主役でありさえすれば良いのですよ。
Alright, is no one telling us just to find a suitor because she'd freak out and run away? But
姫様。殿様は姫様のためにこの夜会を開かれたのですよ。そのお気持ちをどうか。
Okay. Yes, you're right. Yuriko does know the hardships of her father went through, given the family's painful situation, in order to host the party tonight. But she can't drive away the nagging anxiety deep in her chest. And all Yuriko wanted to do was share some of that anxiety with Fujita. We kind of
Fujita?
seem pretty messed
ちょ
up.
っと
はい、奥方様。姫様、午前を失礼いたします。
Alright, bye. Go have fun doing your job. Yes.
ああ、そうだ。これを。
What? What? Fujita hands a wrapped bundle to Yuriko before rushing upstairs to answer Shigeto. Soon, Shigeto's loud voice ordering Fujita around travels downstairs. The real person in charge of the manor is Shigeko, Yuriko's mother. Yeah, it's usually how it goes. Tasuyuki is indeed the head of the household, but being a gentle and quiet man, he never raises his voice or sells things by force. For the family staff, the strong-willed Shigeko is like a queen. Everyone is wary of upsetting her. Some have even cowered in fear in her presence. Fujita alone doesn't seem to be affected by the power of structure. He's equally polite to his superiors and equally stern to his subordinates. The lines of his features may be sharp and his gaze may be cold, but Fujita is honestly just a man who is extremely serious. Yuriko likes him. I like him. Perhaps it's because he's the only servant in the manor who genuinely respects her father. As far as you know, you don't know what he's like behind closed doors. She cares for anyone who treats her father well. Oh, freaking father's girl. It's then that she remembers the small bundle in her hands. Yuriko unties the wrapping and smiles to herself. It's chocolate, silly Fujita. In contrast with his rigid appearance, he actually has a sweet tooth. Oh, he's so... Oh, I love those types. Whenever Yuriko... It's, the, personality... What do they call it? Personality gap type thing. So, like, they're one way, but then they're actually really... They're prickly on the outside, but warm and squishy on the inside. Whenever Yuriko is feeling upset, Fujita never fails to bring her something sweet, like giving medicine to the sick. She puts the chocolate in her mouth and it melts instantly. Savoring the sweetness, she wonders if Fujita always carries chocolate around with him. Probably. That thing just popped out of his pocket. The idea of the stern Fujita hunched over trying to hide the fact that he's secretly eating sweets is too funny that she smiles in spite of herself. He's probably not hiding it, he probably just tossed that sucker in before anyone notices. And then she hears approaching footsteps.
Oi, Yuriko.
Is this our best friend from childhood? Oh, Hideo. Oh, sorry. Slight disappointment. My bad. When she turns around, she finds the person she's been looking for, Hideo. He'll grow on me, probably. He's a friend from her childhood. Stays dressed in a military uniform and standing at attention as usual. Yuriko tilts her head back to look at him, and the smile fades from her face. Why? Hideo always tries to overwhelm Yuriko with a strange air of domination. I might like him. Let's see. He wasn't like this before. She doesn't remember when it started. Probably when he went into the military. They kind of break you down and rebuild you. A pair of uncaring eyes stare at her through silver-rimmed lenses. The gaze fills her heart with a sense of apprehension. Yuriko could tell right away Hideo is in an incredibly foul mood. Don't take it on me. Well, actually, maybe do. Maybe please do. Where were you? I've been looking for you. Oh. I did not mean to do that. Sorry.
庭にいた。訪問客の挨拶が途切れた頃に顔を出そうと思ってな。
I was looking for you. The garden? You're such a strange man. Why would you want to be in the garden when it's dark outside? Wait, wasn't that where the gaggle of giggling girls was earlier? Maybe he was being the flirt out there.
屋敷の中よりもよほど居心地がいいさ。俺に華美な夜会は似合
Me
わん。
too.
連
Let's
中の
go.
油切った喧騒も好かん。
Let's go be introverts together in the darkness of the garden. I see you haven't changed, Hideo. Hideo's clipped words cut her within, suffocating her. Hideo Ozaki was the only son of a barren household. Due to the connection between their families, Yuriko would play with Hideo as a child and they became close friends. He Hideo graduated with honors from the military academy, and he's now a second lieutenant in the army's artillery. Ooh. I like a man set up in his career already. He's been fastidious for as long as Yuriko can remember, but he's been getting even more high-strung and touchy these days. It feels like her childhood friend is slipping away. Well, World War I just ended, and they're coming back from that. So, and he's in the military, so obviously he's gonna be. She's positive that Hideo didn't always look at her with such ice-cold eyes. They used to be warm. They change. She has no answer to that.
しかし、今夜は嫌に着飾っているな、ユリコ。
I hope he
わ
gets
ざわざ
more
この日のために
disheveled,
集められ
like...
たのか
Yes, but it wasn't me. My father picked out this dress for me. Yuriko's cheeks feel hot with embarrassment from having her new evening dress mocked. Hideo must be laughing internally at this ridiculous, flashy dress. Yuriko braces herself for the snort and derisive, I don't know what that word is, comment that are sure to come, but she doesn't expect Hideo's next words. She's gonna say we're pretty.
磁石も必死だ。今夜が勝負のようだしな。
Girl, how many hints do you need to get before you realize that they're trying to pawn you off in a marriage? How many? Determines everything. What do you mean?
お前、何も聞かされていないのか
Freaking obviously not. Hideo's face twists into a grimace.
この夜会は、お前の結婚相手を選ぶためのもの
Girl,
だ。
I even knew that before the party even, like, happened. What?
そのために精一杯の見栄を張って、お前を価値ある家の娘のように見せているんだぜ。
Yeah, I knew exactly what was coming. Hideo's words strike Yuriko like a bolt of lightning. That explains everything. It all makes perfect sense. She should have seen it coming. Yeah, you should have. I saw it coming. Holding a birthday party for a daughter who is now at a marriageable age, the incredible effort to put together such an elegant feast. Guess that she has never seen before. Yuriko has had enough of her nativity. She can't believe she spent so much time worrying only about her family's financial situation. Yeah, you're kind of a little single-sided, I guess. I didn't realize that at all. Such an idiot.
ま、賢明な計画だな。子爵家とはいえ、借金のある貧しい家の娘をもらいたがる物好きは少ないだろうし。
I mean, are you a moron who's willing to marry me even knowing the thing? That's why her father told her that he won't let her live a life of hardship. Her father planned an evening party that the family wouldn't be ashamed of so that Yuriko could be married off to a splendid family. Oh, welcome to back in the day. Yuriko stares down at the floor and bites her lip. Father is right, I'm still a child. Shame washes over her for having wasted her time being overwhelmed by a situation she isn't used to and for entertaining the idea of escaping it at all. Her mother's slightly edgy behavior, Fujita's silence, her brother's aloof demeanor, and her kind-hearted father. Marrying into a wealthy family that should be every woman's definition of happiness. No, I wouldn't say happiness, but being content in the stability of it, I guess. She knows this. Knows, too, that it's the only path a woman can tread upon. Back then, yeah. But to have that realization dropped on her without so much as a warning, it's stifling. She wishes she had run away after all. But where? Alone? She doesn't know.
ユリコ、お前どうなんだ
I'm freaking out right now. We're freaking out. What? Hideo's cold tone drags Yuriko back from the stunned state she was in after learning the harsh truth.
どうするつもりかと聞いてるんだ。どの道、いずれは嫁ぐんだろう。
You're right. Of course. That's what I have to do.
曖昧だな。お前は結婚したくないのか
Saving. Okay. I have no choice but to get married, do I?
投げやりだな。
Gee, thanks. Did I do wrong? Is that the wrong answer? Marriage is the only way I can be of use to my family.
本当のお前の気持ちはどうなんだ？
My true feelings?
さっきはひどく驚いていたじゃないか。あれはただ意外だったからというだけなのか？
Hideo's insistence confuses Yuriko, but even more than that, she's confused because she doesn't know how to put the emotion she's feeling right now into words. If she were to be honest with herself, she would say, I honestly don't want to get married. She understands in her brain that she will have to get married someday for the sake of her family. In her heart, though, she doesn't want to get married. The mere notion of marriage makes her feel uneasy.
へえ。
Don't look surprised. You know this. That's why you asked. Hideo's eyes glint with curiosity.
それじゃどうするつもりなんだよ。家を出てカフェで女給でもやるか？
Oh yeah, that would be great with soldiers running around and probably filling you up. It's such a great life. Still get felt up from douchebags sometimes. But of course not. I simply wanted to speak my mind.
だから何が言いたいんだ？
Nothing really. I don't want to get married, but I'm gonna have to. We'll have to get married someday anyway. Getting married is a woman's duty, and my duty has nothing to do with my feelings.
ずいぶんとおとなしいことを言うんだな。
Makes me so glad I was not born back in those days. It would suck. Hideo shrugs, looking as if her response has let him down.
お前も所詮はつまらぬ家族令嬢か。
You know what? Screw you too. Jeez. Yeah, what do you want me to say? Without thinking, an angry retort is forming in my mouth. Hideo is such an awful childhood friend. What with his cold face, his cold eyes looking down on her, and the cold tone coming out of his equally cold mouth. I'm just getting all of the cold guys. Should I have screamed at you that I don't want to get married? What would have changed? Would that change anything, Hideo?
久しぶりにお前の怒った顔を見たな。
You know what? Shut your face. His lips are drawn into a smirk. Are you a sadist or are you a masochist? What?
お前
Tell
がそう
me.
してほしいなら手を引いて逃げてやってもいいぞ。
He likes him feisty. I can tell that already. Ooh, let's what? The unexpected answer throws Yuriko off guard. Escape, but where to?
さあな。大陸にでも行くか？
That would probably be a very bad decision considering how closely World War I's coming around and the things that happened there. That would be bad. China?
お前は見たこともないだろう。広いぞ、日本の外は。俺と行ってみるか？
That would be great actually. Yeah, I never thought you'd be capable of proposing such an outrageous idea. Something must have gone wrong with Yuriko's head because she suddenly has this urge to laugh and she doesn't fight it. Hideo glowers, sulking. He was being honest.
何がおかしいんだよ。
You're mean to me and then all of a sudden you want me to travel the world with you? It's just you never joke around like this anymore.
冗談？
Well, yes? Were you also joking when you said the party tonight was held to choose my future husband?
まさか。
Everyone's playing like it now. Hideo sneers and pushes up the frame of his glasses.
俺は確かな話だ。お前の相手は今夜決まる。お前もこの家の状況を分かっているだろう。金持ちとの結婚が
Please don't
義務
torture
なの
us
だ
like
な。
this, please. For her, whatever. You don't have to put it that way.
なんだ？俺は間違ったことを言っているか？
His overbearing tone silences Yuriko.
お前の家は金遣いの荒い奥方様に食い荒らされた。小心者の殿様は尻に敷かれて黙っているだけ。
Yeah, he really should stop it, but he's not.
芸術や女にうつつを抜かす役立たずの若様は頼りにならない。だったら、お前が金を作るしかないだろう。
It's kind of true. Her family, they all have their problems, which, you know, is whatever, but yeah, it's kind of... How can you be so heartless? Why do you always say the cruelest things?
お前
Because
が
he's just
浮つ
being
いた
brutally
顔をして
honest.
いるから、自覚させてやろうと思ったんだよ。
He didn't like being laughed at. Okay, so he's not a masochist. He's a sadist. Alright. Did you really come to my birthday party to be cruel to me? I'm not having it. And don't you dare insult my family
侮
again.
辱するなだと。だったら俺の家をバカにするのもやめてほしいものだな。
Oh, they're mocking his family. What are you talking about? I never...
お前の両親のことだ。
Oh god, is this why he's been kind of distant? Hideo's bitter expression sends a chill down Yuriko's spine. It's true that her parents look down on Hideo's family because of their lineage. Oh, really? And you're gonna get mad at him for sticking up for himself? Okay. There are several roughly divided aristocratic classes. Most aristocratic families fall into 3 classes, namely the warrior's house, the royal peerage, and the new aristocratic house or class. So old military rich families, royal blood relatives, and then new blood. Okay, got it. Those who belong to the warrior's house or the royal peerage inherit their nobility from previous generations, hence the long history of their noble lineage. So old money. Okay, old money. Meanwhile, the new aristocratic class gain their noble status because they are regarded as having performed meritorious services to the nation during the Meiji Restoration and the war. Very interesting historical time period. I loved studying that. And there are the old nobles whose family trees can be traced back to the immemorial, despite back to time immemorial, despise the newcomers. So the old blood hates the new blood, or new money. Old money hates the new money. Okay, good. The Ozaki family belongs to the new aristocratic class. Yuriko's family, on the other hand, are of the old nobility. Yuriko herself has heard her mother Shigeoko refer to the Ozaki family as a low-born household, coming from the poor aristocratic family who has no money.
公家だか武家だか知らないがな。この大正のご時世でそんなものにしがみついているのは全く馬鹿げで言う。
It's like it's the modern era. Get over this crap.
系譜を振りかざしてわめく前に借財をどうにかするんだな。そうだろ、ゆり子。
I agree. Yeah. Hideo, don't say he doesn't have a reason to be grumpy girl, because he really does. I mean, your mom seems like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, she seems very bitchy. Hideo quickly walks towards the hall, leaving her behind. Left alone, Yuriko mulls over Hideo's word. The relationship between their families must be one of the reasons why Hideo's attitude toward her is getting colder by the day. Well, he probably grew up and realized what they were saying. He's still nice, like relatively nice to her and being her friend, because she didn't say anything, but her parents suck. So I get why he's the way he is. Perhaps sneering at her for hoping to save her family through marriage helps Hideo feel better about the constant mockery his family has to endure. Well, your parents are bastards if they're mocking that poor guy's family. And just don't do that. Yuriko's self has never thought of making light of Hideo. Nevertheless, it appears that Hideo has somewhere along the way developed an inferiority complex. Well, when people are constantly talking down to you, it kind of naturally happens. So tonight's party is Hideo's reality has been brought to light, an obvious objective, although it went unnoticed by her at first. It went unnoticed by you the whole time until someone had to freaking tell you. Most people are unaware of the struggles of her household. This huge party will leave a wonderful impression on the guests, one that is far from the truth. The Nomio family has borrowed enough from Hideo's family for them to grasp the future of the true nature of the financials. Your family has the gall to talk down to his family, but still ask them for money? What the hell's wrong with your family? Damn, and they still give you money even though they never pay it back, apparently. Oh, his family must be freaking full of saints, because I would have told them to screw off and go sink. Damn, no wonder he's pissed. Family still visits the house of Shigeoko's parents and those of their relatives, acting as if nothing is wrong. Their own relatives wouldn't expose the shame of their flesh and blood to outsiders. Yeah, they're poor, they don't want anyone to know. Everyone knows that her family is living frugally. However, many noble peerage families are actually just as poor. What her family is experiencing now is not unusual at all. Yeah, because they don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to make it themselves, and they eventually... That's why noble houses, like, collapse a lot. Sometimes they go up and collapse, and a new family comes in. Takes over. A glance at the grandeur of the evening party has no one... And no one would be able to tell that the family is concerned, cornered, utterly at its wit's end. Well, your family's gonna cease to exist as an aristocracy. Fair. Giving everything he's got to host this party. Actually, this is still true with a lot of like celebrities and stuff. They're actually so in debt. They're not really rich. They just pretend like they are because they keep spending it. Giving everything he's got to host this party, her father must be determined to find a satisfactory partner for her. Tonight I have to find the husband. She can't stop shaking. What kind of man will she end up with? What kind of future? Then suddenly, she sees the face of a man looking up from under the balcony. Oh, Wajima. A thought passes through Yuriko's mind as she chides herself in self-desertion. Derision? I don't know, whatever. That's not going to happen. Our social statuses are too different. He probably has more money than your family does. Yuriko knows what love is, what the emotion feels like, albeit only vaguely. But she only knows that her first love will likely not work out ever. It's kind of sad. I feel bad for you, girl. You're in love with the servant and you can't. Yuriko groans and, feeling a bit dizzy, leans against the wall. Then her shoulders are suddenly embraced. Hideo? You really think it's a talented friend? I doubt. I think it's probably one of the other guys. For a brief moment, she expects the owner of the hands to be Hideo. When she turns around, she's shocked by who she sees. Ah, no, please don't. I know I shouldn't judge his appearance, but here's the thing. I know these games too well. Oh, I'm fine. The hand supporting her weakened body turned out to be Saburo's. The beastly odor oozing from Saburo's figure fills Yuriko's nostrils. Ew, and the maid he stinks and the maid still, have some freak. Ugh. The lukewarm temperature of Saburo's massive hairy hand seeps through the fabric of Yuriko's dress and into her skin. I don't like body hair, it grosses me out, not gonna lie. She shudders at the unpleasant sensation. Coarse body hair, let me get that straight. Coarse body hair. She suddenly remembers the conversation between Majima and the maid. Revulsion, fear, and a myriad of other terrible emotions assault Yuriko and her lip trembles. No, let me go. Reflexively, Yuriko shakes and twists her way out of Saburo's hold. His sunken eyes widen in surprise. I kind of feel bad at the same time because I don't know if he's actually a bad person. But we'll see. With these types of games, I wouldn't put it past it. His sunken eyes widen in surprise, and his expression flashes with something akin to hatred. Oh, that's even worse. Yuriko feels the blood leaving her face when she catches sight of that flash. Almost immediately, Saburo gasps and bows his head. Also, I don't know if it is still like this today, but you don't really just touch people in Japan. I'm sorry, it's fine, you just startled me. She hugs herself, gripping the shoulders where Saburo's hands were. The warmth of his body heat remains vividly there. Ugh. Saburo is always somewhere nearby. He's never far away, always watching and staring at her. That's creepy stalker mentality. That's no. But today was the first time Saburo touched her, and the experience was so scary that she couldn't help but shriek. Saburo's eyes are still on Yuriko. It's the difference between a guy you don't like touching you and a guy you do like touching. Like a frog in the presence of a snake, she can't move an inch. She can only feel cold sweat dripping down her spine. I know this situation, being near a guy that creeps you out, and you're like, yeah, still trying to be kind of nice because you don't know what he'll do. What's wrong with him? Why has he walked away? Hideo, please come here. Fujita, I hope he'll pass by. Brother, somebody help me!
おや。お前
you.
サブローじゃないの。
Yes, a female! Please save me! A cheerful, bright voice cuts in, calling out to Saburo. It's as though that voice cuts through the invisible chains around Yuriko's body. With an "oh," Saburo turns around to face the source of the voice. Why, hello!
Kyoko-sama!
Kyoko! Hi!
やった。お前ここで働いていたのね。
Oh, she knows him from...
驚いたわ。
Spill it, what do you do? Yuriko can't look away from the lady who just appeared. She's pretty. She's so beautiful. She looks like she could be in her late 20s. But the mature air about her, which is a contrast to her youthful appearance, could easily lead Yuriko to believe that she's older than 30. She probably is. She's dressed elegantly. Anyone could tell from a glance that she's wearing the highest quality of clothing. Her brightly colored kimono, her gorgeous, bewitching facial features. She's like a red rose in full bloom.
サブロー、こんなところにいていいのかい？使用人たちは随分と忙しそうだけれどね。
Stop stalking and creeping around the poor lady of the house, or daughter of the household.
失礼します。
Her words work like a charm, bringing Saburo back to his senses and prompting him to leave immediately. Riko watches their interaction puzzled. It is a brief moment later that she notices that the lady has been watching her and she's mortified to have been caught spacing out. Yuriko hangs her head in shame and the lady gives her a seductive smile. I like her. Oh, she's so pretty. Look at that.
あなた、サブローが嫌いなんでしょ？
He creeps me out, I'm not gonna lie.
あの男は以前うちで使っていたの。
What?
ちょっと揉め事を起こしたもんだから追い出しちまったんだけど。
Are you actually a
ま
female?
さかここにいたなんてね。
Are you one of those characters that you think is of one gender but is actually the other? But they just... you know what I mean. They're just so pretty. I don't know. The lit in the lady's voice sounds a little salacious, and Yuriko grows uneasy. She's so pretty. I like this lady. This lady came out of nowhere to drive Saburo away. Who is she
それ
exactly?
にしても主役がいないと思ったらこんなところで油を売っていたとはね。さあさあ、早く賑やかな場所へ行きましょうよ。ね、おひいさん。
Yes, ma'am. Lady whose name is Yuriko is yet to learn. Wait, what? The lady whose name Yuriko is yet to learn drags her by the hand, and despite her bewilderment, she lets herself be led back to the hall. I wouldn't want to be outside the hall. I would want to be around as many people as possible. Ma'am, my apologies, but who are you? Back among the hustle and bustle, Yuriko has finally gained enough resolve to ask the lady her name. There's something overwhelming about this lady that makes her hesitate to ask.
私はね、天海京子というの。
Amami? She smiles cheerfully as she introduces herself.
しがない酒問屋の娘だわ。家族様とは比べ物にならないですわよ。
I doubt that. Jeez. What? You're from the Amami? Rika doesn't know much about high society, but even she knows the famous Amami family. She's amazed that her father managed to invite someone from a family that prestigious for tonight's party. My apologies for the late introduction. My name is Yuriko Nomiya. I'm honored to have the pleasure of your presence
あ
tonight.
らま
Ah.
あ、可愛らしいおひいさんだこと。
Kyoko, ma'am, are you acquainted with my father or mother?
そうね。あなたのお母様の茂子様とはいいお付き合いをしているわ。
Are you my
座
mother's
席や
lover?
芝居にご一緒するこ
I
と
would
も。
love that, actually. Okay. Oh, I see. Probably not with this time period.
あなたにも会ったことはあるのよ。
Have we? What?
私覚えていて、ゆりさん。
No. Yuriko flounders in panic. She couldn't forget an encounter with a woman as beautiful as Kyoko. So she digs through her memories but can't seem to recall her at all.
まあいいわ。私は可愛らしいものが大好きなの。あなたのようなお嬢さんになら何をされたって許してしまうわ。
I'm terribly sorry. I am suspicious of you now.
ごめんなさいね。冗
Oh,
談よ。
okay. Maybe. I don't know. Teasing?
ただ、あなたの困った顔が 見てみたかったの。私はもちろんあなたを知っているけれど、あなたは私を知らないわ。
Okay, thanks for giving me a slight panic attack.
ちょっとここへしげこさんを訪ねに来た時に、時々あなたが元気にお庭で遊んでいるのを見ていたくらいよ。あとはお写真を見せてもらったりね。
I'm super suspicious of you now. I don't trust you anymore. Oh, so that's what you mean. But still, it was rude of me for playing in the garden instead of greeting Mother's guests.
いいのよ、そんなことよりも。
Kyoko takes a step closer into Yuriko's personal space. Please back up. A dizzyingly sweet scent wafts from
いい
Kyoko.
匂いね。
You're even sniffing me? Please back up.
お噂は本当だったのね。
What rumor? What's going on? What rumor?
あなたの体から立ち上る香りが
I feel like she
まる
wants
で
to
ユリの
eat
よう
me
に感動
now.
的だということよ。
Like, I genuinely think she's gonna try to, eat us. If, yeah. Heat rushes to Yuriko's cheeks and
一
head.
層香りが強くなる日もあるんですってね。 今そうでらっしゃるのかしら？
Are you trying to say we're in heat right now? What's going on? I wouldn't know.
あら、京子さん、
Save me,
よく
Mom.
いらしてくださったわね。
Your friends kinda weirded me out. Yuriko's mother shows up at just the right moment. Shigoku's experience gives Yuriko the opportunity to scurry away. Please save me. Who invited these weird
あら
people?、
ゆりさん。まあ、あの子ったら。ごめんなさいね、失礼をし
She
て。
was talking about smelling us. Like, what? Yeah, okay, we're the rude one. Yes, okay.
いい
Yes.
のよ。私、おひいさんがとっても気に入ったわ。
I feel like I should be scared of this woman. I'm genuinely kind of scared of her now. I have a bad feeling about her. Yuriko holds up her dress as she walks, her heart heavy. She rounds the hall, greeting her guests and exchanging compliments. It takes everything she's got to maintain the composed fake smile on her face. I'll just go back to Hideo, please. At least I understand where he's coming from. So embarrassing. She wishes she could just disappear. A rumor. Disturbing rumor about her smell. Virgo has a unique scent. And it gets stronger during a particular time of the month. Oh, so we do go in heat. Okay. I didn't know I was in an Omegaverse type situation now. When another person catches a waft of her scent, they'll say it smells like a lily. She can't smell it herself. Well, usually when you're around this scent, you get accustomed to it. She's utterly mortified to learn that such a vulgar rumor is being spread about her. At least you smell good. It's not like you smell horrible. I mean, you smell like ass. That would be a horrible rumor. Smelling like lilies, that's a good thing. She wonders if tonight's guests have heard it too. Well, at least Kyoko does. Yuriko hides in the shadow of a pillar and takes a deep breath. Plus, if you're around them, they're gonna smell it anyway. She dabs at the sweat on her neck with her handkerchief.
おい、どうしたんだ
Oh my gosh,
Yuriko.
thank you. The only person who's slightly mean, but I'm okay with that. Please stay with me. Never leave me. I would like Majima to be near me, but he's a servant. I want him to get in trouble. Hideo walks over to her, a question on his face and a glass in hand. Please stay by me, please. Yuriko jumps at the sound of Hideo's voice, her hands on her chest clutching the handkerchief. Watching her reaction, Hideo frowns. At least he's concerned.
さっきは悪かった。
Don't be a tsundere too, please. Okay, I'll like him. I'm starting to like him. His design just isn't. He just needs to get out of that ugly military outfit. What?
あんなことを言うつもりじゃなかった。
Maybe put him in a kimono or
忘れて
something.
くれ。
Or a gi or something else. I don't really like this. Some older military styles, like World War I, had some of that. I don't like their style. She cocks her head in confusion. Yeah, what? After a moment, she remembers Hideo's mocking words from earlier. At least he didn't talk about me smelling like lilies. It's alright, it doesn't bother me.
そうか。ならいいわ。お前、
Well, we did yell
さっ
at
き
you
思
kind
い
of
詰めた顔
too.
をしてたから。
I'm getting used to you. No, it wasn't because of what you said, Hideo. Yuriko takes a slow step toward Hideo and snuggles up against him. Aww. She rests her cheek on his shoulder, feeling the fabric of his military uniform on her skin, while attempting to hide her face from view. Hideo, is there something wrong with me today? Do I seem strange to you?
いや、そんなことはない。いつもよ
Oh,
りは
he's
綺
cute!
麗だぞ。
Oh, he's so cute! I really am liking him right now. Oh! Aww! He's so cute! Alright. It's almost that time of the month again, which means her scent should be at the strongest right now. We are going into heat! Oh my gosh! Oh, sorry. I didn't realize! So, this is like an Omegaverse thing. We're going into heat, the scent gets stronger. Oh no. Hideo's never commented on her scent before. Then again, they grew up together, so maybe he's just gotten used to it. Or maybe he really likes the scent, he just didn't think it was appropriate to bring it up, maybe? Hideo, would he really get me out of this place and take me somewhere, anywhere but here? Take him up on it, please. The question burns at her throat, threatening to slip out, but she swallows it down. Being fastidious, Hideo smells like fresh soap. That's actually a good smell. I like that smell. Her eyes sting and she realizes just how badly she wants to burst into tears. Can we go into a side area and let me cry for a bit? Phew. Having greeted every single guest, made light conversation and danced with a few people, she steps out of the hall to the garden and gets some fresh air. See, this is an introvert's worst nightmare. Having to, like, hold a party and greet everyone and chit-chat with everyone. Oh, I would hate it. It's getting too much to bear. Maybe it's just her imagination, but now that she knows what tonight's party is truly for, the eyes of the male guests seem to be tracing her body. Their noses drinking in her scent. Ugh, creepy. Hugging herself tightly, Yuriko shudders. Saburo's smell is raw and wild. Do all men smell like him? Like an animal? No, you just said Hideo smells like soap! And actually, they did do a study that, compatible, if you like the scent of the guy you're with, it means that you're genetically compatible. Genetically, obviously, it's not. And they actually did studies on that, so it's a little bit of truth in there. So if they smell gross, they might have some genetic issues with kids. Anyway, no, Hideo is different. He smells clean. Her brother also is also different. He doesn't have a particularly unique scent, although he occasionally smells like the woman from the red light district. Ew. Perfume. No thanks, I'm good. Wichita probably smells like sugar. Probably smells like chocolate, yes. But she doesn't know what other men will smell like. Well, you don't usually typically go up and sniff men. You know? It's not proper greetings. Yuriko suspects that all men who perceive her as a woman smell like Saburo, like a beast. Maybe not. Marriage, huh? I don't want to think about it. Not now. Yuriko wanders around the garden. Honestly, if I had that dude who I knew, like, followed me around and is always just kind of around, I would never, ever be alone, especially in the dark. The vivid color of the red peonies in full bloom burns through the darkness like lantern light. I don't know. These vibrant peonies are the only flower blooming in the manor's garden right now. At least it's not spider lilies. I don't understand. Just who is she? What was she born for? Was she born to get married, bear children, raise them? Is that really the extent of her worth? Well, back in those days. Probably. Unless you're super smart like, Madame Curie or whatever. Madame Curie. But, yeah, most women's lives were just bear children. Hope your husband is a good person and not a douchebag. Reality would answer her yes. Being a career woman or a female author, the era marks the beginning of a wider range of contributions for women in society. However, at the end of the day, women are confined to the household. Well, a lot of women were authors, but they had a male pen name. Or some women were. Because even in Japan, they, valued women, at least for, Murasaki Shikibu, the lady who wrote The Tale of Genji back in Oh, girl, what was it? Showa? I don't remember the era, but it was a long time ago. It's like the first fictional novel written, and women created the hiragana alphabet for Japan for the written language. So Japan had a lot of very influential women, but due to, let's just say, external factors influencing the culture, because women, I think, even if I remember correctly, they were able to like own property and divorce their husbands and stuff, but then things changed within the society due to external influences, and then that went away and it kind of just became women. Yeah, anyway, you know, history. Look, I think it's very interesting. That rings even truer when it comes to daughters from royal peerage families like Yuriko. Working to earn money is the worst possible way for a lady of high social status to disgrace herself. Things a woman is allowed to do are practically non-existent. I mean, yes.
ご婦人
Back then.
ご気分でも
Okay, I don't trust a man who just appears out of the bushes. Who is it? Lost in her own thoughts, Yuriko instantly puts herself on guard but realizes she overreacted. Because in front of her is someone she's familiar with.
What?
Machina! Are you stalking me too? Why'd you come out of the... Oh, he's the gardener. That would make sense why he's in the bushes. Majima. Yuriko's so relieved she nearly falls over. I really want to do his bro. He's so cute! But I'm afraid that he's actually very scary. Right, I remember now. Majima doesn't smell like an animal either. Majima smells like the sun, the grass, the flowers. It's a refreshing scent. Every smell I like! Realization suddenly dawns on Yuriko. What if her impression of a man is based on his smell? Maybe... Is it an instinct that graved at her because she possesses a unique scent herself?
姫様、お一人でこんなところにいていいんですか?
Apparently we're in Omegaverse, so... Oh, you're right. I should probably get back inside. It's kind of dangerous to be out here, yeah. Majima stares at Yuriko, his brow furrowed in worry. His gaze makes her pulse beat faster. Embarrassed by this realization, she shakes her head a little. Nothing happened. I'm fine. I was just about to go back inside.
姫様、足に泥が。
Oh, I would hate that. Why? I didn't even notice my shoes are muddy? Oh, you're right. Must be because I was walking around the garden.
それじゃあ戻れないでしょう。俺が洗って差し上げます。
Just rinse them off. What? Majima's offer stuns Yuriko. She doubts that letting Majima wash her feet is acceptable, is it? Well, he saw all your legs earlier, so man, well, why not? No, you don't have to. I'm always covered in mud anyway.
何言ってるんですか?
You can't do that
今夜
tonight,
は
though,
お客様
sweetheart.
もたくさん見えているし、大事な日でしょ。ダメですよ、そのままじゃ。
You would make your family a laughing stock. It would not be good, especially since she doesn't want people making fun of her family. But
すぐに済みますよ。姫様を泥だらけで返しては、
true.
俺が殿様に叱られてしまいますからね。
For a girl concerned about their finances, she isn't concerned about ruining clothing that will need to be replaced. Just saying. I like you, Majima. But I'm so scared. Like, if I did his route, I'm afraid that he turned into like one of those psychos. He's actually a yandere in disguise. Like how Lucas almost was a yandere, but then they backed out last minute. Quick save. Alright. It's too embarrassing. What's too embarrassing? Like, I'm not on his route.
今さら何を言ってるんですか?
Also,
バルコニーから飛び降りようとしていた人が。
Also, I disabled the thing that shows if I chose it before. Because if I have to redo it, I don't want to have to tell you guys I redid it. I want you to think I'm smarter than I actually am. Okay, Majima. You're so cute. Hey, that's different. You're washing my feet. I'm a girl, in case you've forgotten.
姫様。
Yeah, and feet are feet. Feet are gross. Majima smiles at her.
恥ずかしいことなんてありません。俺は使用人ですから。
No, it's not, you dirty liar.
姫様の足の泥を落とすのは
No,
俺
the
の役割
the
です。
male servants do not wash. No. Majima, are you washing the madam's feet too? I doubt it. Hearing Majima say without reserve that he's no more than her servant pricks Yuriko's heart like a needle. Yeah, it would be sad. But it's true, he's not wrong. It's not like he could tell her that he likes her. He would get in so much trouble. She casts her gaze down, feeling defeated. Yes, you're correct. Very well, please wash my feet and thank you. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Majima is the only servant Yuriko can be honest with. Well, not even Fujita? I don't know. Well, she's probably afraid that Fujita's gonna give her a nag at her. She tends to be somewhat tense around the deadpan Fujita, and she clearly hasn't opened to other servants, much less someone like Saburo, who evokes nothing but disgust in her. Probably creeps her out. It's her sixth sense kicking and be like, there's danger afoot. Majima isn't like the other servants. She can breathe easier around him ever since the day they first met. Majima's presence is soothing, like a family member who's lived with her for many, many years. Well, I mean, he did live with you for many, many years. Okay, thank you. Yes, thanks. Gently, Majima extends his hand, and the gesture draws Yuriko in like a pull of gravity, so she takes his hand. She should be appalled by the idea of accepting the hand of a man who isn't even family, but taking Majima's comes naturally to her, and it's only proving that he is indeed an exception. Don't make me, miss. I can't change routes. The wheel chose. Sorry, had to sneeze. When their hands touch, for some reason, a sweet emotion fills her chest and wraps gently around her heart. You like him! It's called liking him! Feeling her cheeks blush, Yuriko lets him lead her away from the garden. Aww. Oh, it's a cute dress! Kind of, I can barely see it, but Majima tells Yuriko to sit on a chair and soak her feet in the small tub of water. They're in a building detached from the manor where Majima, Saburo, and the other servants live. Oh, so she's in the servants' quarter, okay. Only the steward, Fujita, who handles every matter related to the Nomiya family, lives inside the manor. Ever since the butler who trained Fujita passed away, he has dismissed a number of servants due to the tight financial condition of the household. Since then, the building where the servants live has grown quieter and colder, or so Yuriko feels. When she was a child, she used to spend time with the maids, but not anymore. Those fun, carefree days are over. Yeah, welcome to growing up. It sucks.
姫様、冷たくはないですか?
No, it's not. If anything, it's perfect because I danced earlier and my feet were burning.
今夜は大層豪華な舞踏会ですね。俺も姫様のダンスを見てみたいです。
Oh, please. What are you talking about? I'm really bad at dancing. Consider yourself lucky that you've never had to dance with me.
そうなんですか? だって姫様、体を動かすことは得意でしょう。
Athletic does not mean graceful. Yes, but dancing is just not my forte. I'm not graceful enough. See? Not graceful. You can be super athletic and suck at dancing. My mother often laments about that. She says I have all the grace and poise of a monkey despite being noble born.
そうなのかな。でもきっと本当はお上手ですよ。姫様は恥ずかしがってるだけです。
Honestly, you've never seen me dance. Hachima's palms feel soft on her skin. It's hard to believe these are the hands of a man who spends all day landscaping. With careful, gentle movements, he strokes her calf, and she scrunches her eyes shut as if his palms are burning hot. Being touched by Majima doesn't disgust me at all. Why though? Because he's not creepy, because you like him. There's a difference between liking a person and not liking a person. His touch leaves a tingling trail of goosebumps in its wake. With Majima being so close to her, Yuriko grows conscious of her own appearance. Does she look funny? Oh, well, I mean, when did she start caring about what he thinks of her? He's knowledgeable about flowers, and he's fun to talk to. The more time they spend together, the more comforting she finds his gentleness. Majima is gorgeous, and women adore him for it. Yuriko has heard the maids gossip about him several times before. However, the conversation she overheard today was by far the most bold. All the gossip about Majima only added to the storm cloud of suspicion growing in her chest. So she was happy to hear Majima never let anyone sway him. She was relieved for some reason. Now she's out of the throes of adolescence, though, Yuriko supposes she knows what the reason is. Just in denial, you know? Yes, this is probably what people call love. Aww. Acknowledging her own feelings won't change a thing. The wall of social status stands between herself and Majima. Moreover, her future husband will be chosen tonight. Marriage is something Yuriko cannot avoid. She'll have to put on a lid on her emotions no matter how much she doesn't want to get married. Maybe get a guy and be like, hey, you can have affairs, I can have affairs. I'll get you an heir, but like, let's just, this is a business arrangement. I swear I've seen this room before. Like in another game. Like exactly the same room. What do you want? Oh, what? Yes? What do you want? Machima's voice draws Yuriko back to reality and away from her own thoughts. She looks down at her legs, now clean and dry. Machima must have cleaned the mud and dried her legs off while she was deep in thought.
姫様、大丈夫ですか?
I don't know what's wrong with our girl, honestly. No, I was just thinking, I'm fine.
そうですか。では、もうお戻りください。きっと殿様も姫様を探しています。
And he'd probably be very upset that she's in this room alone with you. You're right, I should probably get back inside. Leaving Majima and returning to the manor. Thought of it makes her heart ache. Because walking out of this building and back to the manor means she'll have to keep those overwhelming feelings for Majima a secret forever. Don't make me regret this, okay? Escorted by Majima, she walks the path that leads them back toward the manor. Then, from somewhere nearby, she hears the voice of her brother, Mizuhito.
Yuriko? どこにいるんだ?
Hello,
Yuriko?
beautiful step bro or half bro. What's up? That's my brother.
姫様を探しに来たんでしょう。
I'm pretty sure he knows who your brother is, sweetheart. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Majima. Goodbye, beautiful. I'll see you later. Smiling softly at Yuriko, Majima walks away. As soon as he disappears from sight, however, tears threaten to pour from her eyes as she feels utterly lost. Why did Hideo just let us just wander away as we were crying into his poor shoulder? That was it, her last moment with Majima. She knows she won't be married right away, but the thought still fills her with longing. Scalp him, or it's not scalp him, snipe him. Is that what it's called? Where you...
こんなところにいたのか.
Or you like swipe someone from another job. Take him with you into your new household. Brother, I'm sorry I left.
いいよ。お前も疲れたんだろう。今夜のお客様方は皆おしゃべりだからね。
It's freaking overwhelming, sir. And you just left me to go be a man whore.
けれど、お前がいなくては屋敷はまるで香りを失った。
Okay, am I seriously in Omegaverse? Because why is everyone talking about our scent? Am I in Omega? Is that what this is? This is an Omegaverse and everyone hasn't told me and I'm just going into heat every month? Brother. Mizuhito places his hand on Yuriko's shoulder, coaxing her forward, but her legs are heavy under her body. Tilting his head, Mizuhito scrutinizes his sister with concern.
どうしたんだい? Yuriko.
I know the secret that you're keeping.
嫌な目にでもあったの?
No, not quite.
じゃあ
He's so pretty.
なぜ? 戻りた Yuriko.
Mizuhito moves to stand in front of her and peers at her face.
何か悩みがあるのかい?
Her heart jumps at the quarry. Brother is looking at her with an uncharacteristically serious expression, studying her face for an answer.
誰にも言わないから打ち明けてみてごらん。
Okay. It's about getting married, I think. It's about marriage.
結婚? 僕はまだ結婚なんかしないよ。
No, you doofus, I am. No, not you, brother.
お前の
Yes, obviously. Yuriko gives him a small nod. For a moment, they fall into a tense silence. Heard about it, haven't you, brother? Father invited all these people to find me someone to
ゆ
marry.
り子一体誰からそれを
Don't
聞いたん
freaking
だい
lie to me, douchebag. I know what you're up to. You're all up to something. Yuriko is silent, not knowing how to respond to that question. If she mentions Hideo's name, the relationship between their families may become even worse. Well, it's not gonna be any worse than it already is. They make fun of him and they ask them for money. Like, freaking
これは幸福な
douchebags.
ことなんだよゆり子お前を幸せにするために
How do you
全
know
てを
this?
計画されたのだから
Are you gonna marry us? Because I'm not on your route, sir, so that's not gonna happen. Yes, I know.
ゆり子
He looks scary right now.
もしかしてお前恋でもしているのかな
Dude, you're out sleeping with people, and you're half brother. Don't do this. Yuriko holds her breath. Her brother's guess is too close to the truth. Then again, her brother is a famous figure even in the red light district. He must be well experienced when it comes to romantic relationships. No, just the body language type. He's very fluent in body language, body communication. Anyway, Yuriko could try to hide her feelings, but knows her brother could see right through her.
やはりそうなんだね
Got that.
恋なんてものはねゆり子一瞬美しく夜空に咲き誇る花火のようなものだいずれ影も形もなくなってしまう儚いものなんだよ
Well, thank you for that gloomy look.
もしもお前がその恋に身を投じようとしているのなら僕は止めない
I mean,
Okay.
brother. Oh my gosh. Did someone die? What the frick just happened? All of a sudden, the terrible voice pierces the darkness. The graceful music and laughter stop, replaced by horrible screams. Oh, crap. Why?
何があ
I
っ
think
た
I
んだ
was in the garden. What should we do, brother?
言っ
I
て
don't
みよ
know.
うゆり子
Well,
僕のそばを絶対に離れるんじゃないぞ
splitting up was the last thing on my mind, sir. Yeah, sure, let's do this. Holy shit, what happened here? Did we get attacked by werewolves? What's going on? Did someone go into a frenzy? What's going on? The siblings rush back toward the manor only to find utter mayhem has broken out inside. A pack of brutish men have invaded the lovely party, ransacking the manor and brandishing swords at the guests. The two are stunned by the horrifying scene unfolding before them.
これは一
Don't we have a
体
military guy here? Can't you do something? Are these loan sharks? Brother, who are these men? The sounds of screams and the jeers of the unknown attackers reverberate through the hall. Finally dressed couples run about in panic, trying to escape while injured men lay strewn across the floor. Maybe we should leave. Yeah, let's just go. Let's go.
貴様ら何を突っ立っている
There's our
早く逃げよ
military guy. Yeah, Hideo, I'm liking you, dude. I'm liking you. Hideo! With wide eyes and a face purple with rage, Hideo runs toward the siblings. Fresh blood drips from the tip of the Japanese sword Hideo grips in one hand. Just say a katana.
秀夫君何なんだあの暴漢ども
How would he know? He's just killing them.
ならず者だ反政府のならず者どもが貴族院の要人を狙って
Oh.
腐りきった貴族院の悪人どもに
お前
鉄槌を今こそお国のために鉄槌を下すのだ
The brutes bellow with anger. Yuriko vaguely understands the gist of the situation. These men have only one goal, to kill anyone associated with the government. Ooh. The Nomio family has invited many important authoritative figures tonight. That's why these men are wreaking havoc now. Did they not? Does no one have bodyguards? Well, I mean, her family obviously doesn't. They're freaking poor as dirt, but...
なんということだ 警察に通報はしたのか。
This just started, Mizuhito. We heard it and we ran
と
over.
っくにしたようだがまだ来ん。くそ。貴様らは早くここを出ろ。
You
いいな。
you come with Hideo. Hideo, you need to come with. With bloodshot eyes, Hideo turns around, jumping into the fray once more. In the midst of the bloody carnage, Yoriko is frozen. There isn't a single trace of the glamorous banquet left. Tables have been turned over, the floor is streaked with muddy footprints as curtains are torn to shreds, and the windows are shattered. Yeah, and you have no money to replace these things. It's horrible. Her father did everything he could, and even more to host this beautiful soiree, and now it's left in utter ruin by these disgusting brutes. Hot tears of anger well up in Yoriko's eyes, burning fury rolls through her and her mind goes blank. Don't do anything stupid.
おいユリコ、
I
どこへ
can't.
行く。
Don't do anything stupid. Just go, leave. Her feet propel her forward before her brain could process what she's planning to do. Her brother's words don't reach her as she slips under the arm of Hideo, who's glaring at one of the men, and runs toward the center of the hall.
よせユリコ。
Oh my gosh, I can't. No, please don't be. Oh, Gall. She won't forgive anyone who dares to sully this house. You're gonna get a sword through the frickin' chest, girl. She won't forgive anyone who dares to steal the evening her kind father put so much work into. Girl, you were whining about this. Get out, you be slave. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, you just need to tell them to leave, and they'll totally leave. Yeah, that's just. Anyone's ever tried that before? Okay. Yoriko screams at the top of her lungs. Her scream sounds strained from her crying. Don't find what you're looking for here.
ダメだユリコ。
Should have grabbed us.
女の分際で。
Oh my gosh. Bad things, man. Bad things. Her brother's scream is soon drowned out by the vulgar call of nearby brute.
邪魔をするな、帝国の海が。
ユリコ。
Let's just endanger everyone else's life because we're stupid and, we can't defend ourselves, and now everyone else has to protect us because, I hate when the girls do this. Okay. The man swings his sword at her head, and then someone's gonna get hurt because of her dumbass self. Yoriko braces herself for certain death. Looks like I'm going to die on the day I was born. Lovely. That would be ironic to have on your tombstone. She was going to die on the night of her birthday. This lovely manner on the night of this wonderful party, a party where you're now it's a wonderful party and not a garish one and overly extravagant and you hate it because your family's poor. Anyway, whatever. A party where Yoriko is meant to find the man she would spend the rest of her life with. She's going to be cut down, slain by a Japanese blade. Okay, Father, I'm sorry. In the end, she never managed to give anything back to her parents for their efforts of raising her. She's powerless to stop these men from trampling on her father's good intentions, and now she's going to die. Because of your own stupidity, you could have just left. I'm pretty sure your father would have just preferred you to flee and not die, but whatever. She hates herself for being so helpless, so powerless, so stupid. She can't do what she wants her to do or say what she wants to say. Even in her final moment, she's nothing more than the spoiled daughter of a Viscount. God dang it.
おい、女に刃を向けるとは何事だ。
I was like, I think there's another love interest that we haven't met. Yoriko gasps and her eyes widen. She wraps her arms around herself instinctively. She's alive. She's unscathed. You're so freaking lucky and stupid. I hope Hideo smacks you for that. I would smack you upside the head. Like, what are you doing? Once the adrenaline rush starts to fade, she feels her knees begin to give out. But just then, a sturdy arm wraps around her and catches her. This music, man. This is a sound to a love interest. This is his theme song. Texture of felt fabric brushes against her skin. The scent of cigarette smoke and cologne permeates her lungs. Ew. Gross. Cigarettes smell like. Yep, there he is. Crazy eyes.
大丈夫か、お嬢さん。
You scare me, good sir. Oh. Yoriko looks for the first time at the man who saved her life. She's never seen him before. He's a strong man of tall stature. Every dude you run into is taller than you. Not as tall as Fujita, but still well built. His sturdy body is clad in a stylish suit and a Pan Am hat. Although Yoriko doesn't know much about fashion, she can tell he's a man of taste. He's a man of fashion. But his most striking feature is his eyes. Yeah, he seems to have one lazy eye at the moment. Those confident, unwavering eyes, they seem to glimmer with pride. Girl, you almost died. You're checking this dude out while you're... Alright, whatever. I guess. Priorities. The strength of this man's gaze draws Yuriko in, and for a moment she finds herself unable to look away. Her attention is fixed on this man, who is awfully calm despite the chaos we're in. Oh,
心配しなさんな。そら、
are you a cop?
ようやく警察どもがやってきた。
Ouch. Are you really a cop? Prompted by the man's words, Yuriko realizes that the situation is gradually getting under control. A swarm of policemen have rushed into the manor, forcing the criminals to scatter. Oh, I'm safe now. A joy unlike any she's felt before blossoms in her chest, and she sighs in relief. She wasn't thinking when she jumped right into the obviously not into the commotion, but looking back at it now, it was such a reckless decision. Yeah, I could have gotten Hideo killed. Stupid. Stupid.
ユリコ、怪我はないか?
I'm fine. Mitsuhito's face is wrought with distress as he runs towards Yuriko. He throws a dubious look to the stranger who still has his arms wrapped tightly around her. The man coolly ignores Mitsuhito's glare.
お嬢さんは無事ですよ。この通りね。
Yeah, thanks, sir. Yuriko realizes then that her face is still very much pressed against this man's chest. Flustered, she hastily pulls back from his hold. You're looking very sharp there, sir. She staggers from moving too quickly. She catches sight of Hideo, who's standing nearby with a sour look on his face. That would be me. I'd be like, you stupid bitch. Why'd you do that, you moron? Oh my gosh, she almost died. Cool. Nope, that's me. Right, so she's been hugging a stranger in front of not only her brother, but also her childhood friend. Her cheeks flush from embarrassment. Honestly, the cigarette smell? Nope. Nope. Kills it. That's a turn off. That's a deal breaker. Cigarettes are nasty. And vaping is gross too. Sorry, all of it's gross. I don't like the smell. Excuse me. Okay. We're not in his route, so... Who are you? What's your name?
名乗るほどのものじゃないさ。
Don't pull this mysterious man shit with me. I've played too many of these games, I know. He has very pretty eyes, though. I like his eyes. But I think I do. You saved my life, so...
いいんだ。どうせすぐにわかる。
Is he a detective? What are they called in Japan? Police chief? What? Ignoring Yuriko's obvious bewilderment, he scans the room before his eyes settle on Hideo.
いいところを奪ってしまって悪かったな、君。
Please change out of this military uniform, Hideo. It's like the only thing bothering me about your... I like a man in uniform, but not a beige uniform.
何のことだか。
See, even he can tell that he likes her.
では姫。
Don't say that.
またいずれ。
Alright, bye, mysterious stranger. Huh? Okay, bye. In the end, the man leaves leaves the upended manor behind him without even revealing his name.
何なんだ。
Thanks for helping clean. Well, we have servants, so they gotta do this.
ユリコ、お前の知り合いなのか?
I literally asked for his name, dumbass. If I knew him, I wouldn't have asked for his name. No, I'm pretty sure I just met him today, like 5 seconds ago.
姫様!
Oh my gosh, Majima, hi. Face twisted with fear and worry, Majima runs across the hall toward them.
ご無事でしたか?
I love you so much. Why are you so cute? Okay, anyway. Yes, I'm fine. I am. What about you?
はい。
Sorry.
ただ、怪しい連中が突然庭園を横切って逃げ去っていくのを見て、屋敷で何かが起きたのかと。
What were you doing?
正門から警察が押しかけてきたもんだから、塀を越えて行ったんだな。
Where else would the cops come from? Are they gonna jump the fence?
警察?
Did you not see them?
マジマ、
Did
恐ろ
the
しい
cops
騒ぎがあったん
already
だ
leave?
けれど、
Well, either he's slow as shit or they're
お前は
fast.
藤田の指示に従って。
Are they not gonna, like, interview witnesses and, like, at the manor? Is my dad dead now? I bet he is. A shrill shriek reverberates through the manor. It sounds like Yuriko's mother. Yuriko, Majima, Hideo, and Izuhito all look at each other, horror written on their faces. That was mother, wasn't it?
奥方様の声です。
Yeah, we're all standing here, okay.
何かあったのか
Our dad dead?
行こう、ゆり子。
Or is whatever is Saburo hurt? Okay, he's dead. A group of policemen and Fujita are standing around Yuriko's mother, Shigeko, who is crying. I don't need to have a refresher of her name. Who's crying and clinging to something. Or someone. In the middle of this circle of people is a human body. Someone is laying on the carpet. Yuriko recognizes his shoes and suit. Father? The word sounds alien to Yuriko's ears, and she can't believe the sight in front of her. Her dad's dead, okay. There lays her father, or the body that used to be her father's, unmoving and not breathing. Dark blood is pooling on the carpet, the stain spreading, and her father's ashen skin is splattered with red. He's clearly already dead. Unseeing eyes peer out from behind the half-closed lids, his expression frozen as though he hasn't realized his own demise.
お父様。なぜ政治に関わりのないお父様が。
Did mom kill him? Mizuhito mutters as if to himself, and his words echo in Yuriko's mind. Brother is right, their father is the head of the household, but the criminal's target should have been the members of the House of Lords. Sounds like someone took advantage of the chaos downstairs and killed the Lord of the Manor. The Nomiya Viscount family isn't involved in politics at all, and none of the family members are a part of the House of Lords. Did these men mistake their father for someone else, or did their father die trying to protect someone else? Or was it used to cover up a murder of her dad for other reasons? Why their father? Why? A myriad of questions cross through her mind. Just what possible reason is there for her father to be killed?
ゆり子。
What? Mitsuhito supports her staggering body before she can collapse. Sorry, brother.
しっかりよし。ゆり子。
Did you notice that he doesn't call us sister at all? We call him brother, but he never calls us sister. Yes. Sounds like someone does not view us as a sibling. Well, he is a route, so... Anyway. Anger and sadness, fear and shock. She's so overwhelmed with emotions that she can't fully grasp the reality of what's happened. The next thing she knows, tears are streaming down her cheeks. She isn't even sure when she started crying. Brother's hand is warm on her shoulder. Soon, though, the warmth crushes her heart with another painful realization. She no longer has a father to hold her like this. He's gone forever. Well, you would have been married, so you wouldn't have been able to do that anyway. But suddenly, Hideo murmurs inquiringly. Hideo leans over the Viscount's dead body and specks of flower gripped in his lifeless hands.
何の花だ
What?
桔梗です。
Chinese. Oh. Oh no. Pretty. Majima explains, voice taunt.
けれど、なぜ殿様が桔梗を握っているんでしょう。
Calling card, maybe? Chinese bellflower. Hideo is right. On a closer look at the Viscount's body, he is indeed holding a blue flower. Where did it even come from? Well, whoever murdered him. Fujita?
はい。
I don't know why I'm at. I mean, he would know because he's like the dad's right-hand man, right? Was this flower among those used to decorate the manor tonight?
いえ、ないはずで
Because
す。
Majima's already told us that he knows what type of flower it is, but the butler would know
初めてです。
possibly why he had it. Okay, maybe not. Despite the grim situation, Fujita's voice remains calm and steady. But the Chinese bellflowers aren't even grown here. Where did the Viscount get this one from? Okay, thanks for joining the conversation, Mom. Flower seems to have reminded her mother of something. Mother?
そ
Are you involved in the Chinese mafia, Mother Dearest, or did you piss them off somehow? Shigeko's face gradually loses its color. Please don't pass out. You need to tell us what's going on. Her eyes are losing focus and her lips trembled.
奥方様、お部屋でお休みになられた方
No,
が。
you need to tell us what's going on in your head that triggered that. Is it the Chinese mafia?
お母様、落ち着いて。
I don't know what
も
they're
うあの
called.
ならず者たちは去ったんですよ。
What are they called? Tang? I don't remember what they're called. Tell us!
なんてこと。なぜ今になって。いや、怖い。助けて。助けて。
Shut up!
誰か医者を呼べ。
She's in hysteria. Somebody slap her. Gosh dang it. Fujita calls out while trying to restrain Shigeko, who was starting to thrash about wildly. Her mother's sudden change in attitude frightens Yuriko, and she watches in stunned silence as Mizuhito's arm still wrapped around her shoulders. In the midst of this commotion, her father's dead body, the stench of blood, the sound of the police running about downstairs, people sobbing. Father, how could this happen? How could my birthday have ended so horribly? I don't know. You're cursed or something. Everything has become a nightmare. Well, let's go live with our best buddy childhood friend. Several days have passed since that horrific night. The disaster may have been gruesome, but honestly, nothing has changed much in the Nomiya family, in the Nomiya household. The only change would be Mizuhito is now the head of the household, of course. No one brings up the subject of Yuriko's marriage anymore. Because your brother has a thing for you! Because this is an adult game that they just censored. Although Shigeko looked like she was close to losing her sanity that day, she's gone back to her glamorous lifestyle. She spends her time watching plays and attending parties. What's she supposed to do? Just, like, sit in the room and, like, wither away? Would that make you happy? Shigeko is still as uncaring about the family's finances as usual. If anything, she's been indulging herself even more as if trying to forget. Well, that's how she's dealing with grief. Sorry. The new head of the family, Mizuhito, is still as hedonistic and irresponsible as ever. Doesn't seem to care that he's head of the household. He spends his days in leisure, although sometimes he just stares off into the distance sighing. Or they're all putting on a facade that everything's okay when they're all completely jacked up. When evening comes, he leaves the manor, saying something about teaching a flower arrangement class, only to come back the next morning smelling of liquor and women's cosmetics. With his unchanging deadpan face, Fujita continues to diligently organize the finances of the household. He sells everything he can and reduces everything to the basic necessities. It's thanks to him that the household is surviving. The family's main occupation met at bitter and during the Meiji period, and the household has been forced to survive on pension and living frugally. And yet, with their father around, those days weren't so bad. Heaven forbid people get jobs! How dare they get jobs to earn incomes? Those days when she used to have a gentle father, a cheerful mother, a beautiful brother, and a couple of servants. She only realizes how happy those days were now that she's lost them. Yeah, huh? I was so happy then. Yeah, she was happy then. The sorrow she's feeling now has taught her that. Family might have been poor, but she had her family members, people who would smile at her. There was joy in those days. The death of her father has reduced Yuriko to an empty husk. She did consider finding a job because working would... See, a job would keep you busy. And keeping you busy would keep your mind off things for the most part. Finding a job because working would be much better than staying at home and doing nothing, but her brother and Fujita were quick to reject the idea. Because an aristocratic girl does not work. When she does, it is considered immoral and shameful. Yeah, well, she's gonna end up on the streets and have to do it anyway. But, you know, heaven forbid. Yuriko thinks there are far more important things than worrying about her reputation, but in reality, she has yet to regain the vigor she would need to work. With nothing to do, she pats towards the window to stare vacantly at the scenery outside, but then she sees Majima. The sight of Majima urges her to talk to him. Come to think of it, she believes she hasn't had a casual conversation with anyone following the death of her father. Also, as soon as the idea crosses her mind, Yuriko stands up and leaves the room. She wants to talk with someone she can feel at ease with. Let's go get Hideo and have him be mean. However, the moment she steps out of the room, her apprehension turns into dread. Stop stalking me, Saburo! Seriously! Her abrupt encounter with Saburo strikes her with fear. The dark shadow he casts is right next to the door, which means he's been standing there waiting. Ew! Do not do this! Never do this! I would— ugh, this is creepy. She can feel all the blood leaving her face. Just jump out the window at this point! That's what I would do, but like, nope, climb on the tree and getting out. Probably just her imagination, but since the death of her father, Saburo has been acting more and more out of line toward her. Because the head of the house is gone, and your brother is just a loser, I guess. He's just not there. On the day of the incident, Saburo was praised for taking the initiative to protect the guests from the violence. He freaking caused it, didn't he? He even received a small sum of money from some people for his heroic actions. He freaking did this, didn't he? You wanted to hear the head of the household get close to us. Oh my gosh, please no. Ugh. It annoys Yuriko to no end. Why would people praise a servant who couldn't even protect his own master, the Viscount? Okay, girl, you're out of line with that thought process, so I'm just not gonna say anything. You, how long have you been standing there?
藤田様に姫様を呼びに行くように言われて。
And that's why you're standing outside my room like a freaking creep? Okay. What Fujita did?
ええ、なんだかお客様が来ているようで。
I want to feel really bad if he's not a creep, but honestly, if he's not a creep, I'll feel bad. If he's not, I played too many of these games. Alright. I guess, but who could it be? A few days immediately after the incident, the manor was a mess, but the past few days have been relatively quiet. A wave of anxiety rolls off Yuriko, tearing through the calm of the past several days. The head of household, her brother, still hasn't returned from his evening excursion. Such a freaking... ugh! You suck! The timing of this so-called guest's visit can't be any worse, and Yuriko's stomach lurches. I understand. I'll be there to greet the guests soon. Get out of my face. Go away. Giving Saburo, who's blocking the hallway, a wide berth, Yuriko walks towards the parlor. Get some manners. Step to the side, dude. Jeez. Out of the corner of her eye, she feels that Saburo is still staring at her without moving an inch. As long as he doesn't go into her room and take stuff. Feels a lot like he's trying to undress with his eyes. Ugh, gross. Yuriko shudders, and to say that she is repulsed is an understatement. Now that her father is no longer in the manor, who will be there to protect her? Exactly, your brother's a no good, useless man whore. Saburo, and he knows it, and that's probably why we got rid of the dad, because he was the only guy in the house that would... Hopefully Majima will do something, but we'll see. Saburo's gaze makes her feel naked, and it scares her. She raises her hand, pressing her sleeve against her lips to stop them from trembling, and scurries toward the parlor. Well, at least this one's the edited one, because I don't want any surprise, horrific grossness. It's me, Yuriko. Why don't you come get me instead of Saburo? I hate him. Stepping cautiously into the quiet parlor, she closes the door and turns around to face her guest. Here's the thing. There is a dude creeping me out so much. I would go talk to my parents about it, be like, so... But I'm just extremely blunt and upfront about things. But like, you don't have to fire him, but he makes me really uncomfortable. So if you can keep him away from me, that would be great. Thank you. I mean, it's your house. You can't feel comfortable in your house. It's just terrific. Stepping cautiously into the quiet parlor, she closes the door and turns around to face her guest. Once her eyes land on the guest, Yuriko can't stop herself from gasping. You are... you a detective? You look better without the hat, honestly. The guest who's been sitting on the couch and looking comfortable stands up in one languid movement. The guest turns out to be the nameless man who saved Yuriko from the brutes on that horrible night. Too surprised to even speak, Yuriko forgoes all forms of greetings and turns to Fujita. Fujita, who is he? Shiba!
奥方様のご懇意にしておられる伯爵のご友人で、
Oh, I thought it was a cop.
先日の夜会にもご出席くださっていました。
Oh wait, I thought we greeted all the guests. We didn't remember this guy? Shh. Gone. BS on that one. Yes, I know he was at the party, but he never introduced
だ
himself.
から言ったでしょ。
Oh, okay, never mind.
またすぐに会えると。
But why?
ゆり子さん、あの夜会はなかなか賑やかだったな。
Okay, what's this got to do with anything? The arrogance is clear in Shiba's tone. The change in his tone doesn't escape Yuriko, and she holds her breath.
楽団に、一流のコックに、余興の芸妓に、多くの使用人に。
Ah, crap.
随分と金もかかったことだろう。
I know where this is going. What are you getting at?
聞いてみなよ、そこの執事に。この家の状況をさ。
The sudden mention of the household's financial affairs confuses Yuriko. With a puzzled look, she turns to Fujita. Unable to hold Yuriko's gaze, Fujita looks away, his usual poker face faltering ever so slightly. Fujita, what is he talking about? Why does he want me to ask you about our financial situation? You already know it's bad. What's going on?
姫様、こんな話は姫様にするべきではありません。
Is he the loan shark? Is that what's going
け
on?
れど、
Do we owe him money?
これは姫様に深く
It's a
関わる
nice
ことなのです。
ascot. Or, is that what they're called? The ascots? Neckerchiefs? Neckerchiefs? Not me.
そうだ、ゆり子さん。
Oh,
あん
right.
たの問題だ。
We inherited the debt. Lovely. Along with those words, Shiba fishes out a cigarette from his breast pocket, lights it up, and takes a drag, and blows the smoke.
この家はもう持たん。遅かれ早かれ、信頼限りになるだろうな。
Yeah, kinda knew that already. What, but bankruptcy? It spells the end of her household. Oh well, at that point you can marry Majima. Yay! Think of the bright side, you can marry Majima if that happens. When an aristocratic family can no longer keep its honor and social status, it will be forced to give up its peerage rake. Oh no, how dare us lose our rake! Anyway, is he saying the household that my father has worked so hard to protect will meet its end? I mean, he didn't work hard enough, he didn't stop your mom from spending a butt ton of money, but okay.
先祖伝来の土地を売り、株も売り。
Her
あちこちに
father
借
seems
財
like a
までして
nice
返
man,
す
but he
あて
also
も
seems
ない。
very spineless.
残るはこの屋敷とわずかな骨董品だけ。
Let's sell the house and I don't freaking care.
けれどそれらを金に変えたとしても借財はなくならない。そうだろ君。
Should I open a brothel? Is that what you want me to do? I mean, that would make me a lot of money, honestly.
つまり、そういうことだ。借財は増える一方、背後は崖っぷち。
I mean, I'm perfectly
そんな
content
状
with
況なのさこの
starting
家は。
some underworld shit. I can do that. Well, let's start a bathhouse. Let's do a... Yeah. I've learned so much about my family. This man who calls himself Shiba appeared out of nowhere, and now he's sticking his nose into her family's financial affairs without reservation. Yuriko is seething with anger, barely able to contain herself. She's being a little rude, speaking so bluntly about other people's private affairs.
これは失礼。手広く商売をやっているもんでね。どんな情報でも手に入らないものはない。
Yakuza. I don't know if they existed at that point.
いや、しかし全く。家族というやつはどうしようもないな。
Other mafias did. Shiba narrows his eyes behind the screen of his cigarette
い
smoke.
くら貧乏しようとも、当の
Aren't you
本
a...
人たちは
Oh,
働きも
he's
せ
a
ず
new... He's
優雅に。
He's
怠惰
new
に暮ら
money.
している
Okay.
お上が甘やかしてきた結果だな。生活能力もないのに贅沢をしたがる無能な
Exactly,
連
that's what
中
I'm saying. Get a
だ。救いよう
job.
がないね。
I mean, I... Stop saying all these things.
No,
Well,
it's
it's not... It's not...
事実じゃないか。
It is. I agree with you. It is the truth.
柴様、まだ先代の殿様がお隠れになって間もないのです。
That too. I don't know why you're here. Can you explain why you're here? I'm kind of confused.
ああ、そうか。そういえば、あの夜の死者は死者一人なのだ
That's
ったな。
why I think the whole ruckus downstairs was to hide the murder that was occurring upstairs. What?
柴様、
んどうした
Oh, she
まさか
didn't
おひいさん
know.
には言っていなかったのか
So suspicious. Fujita, who never raises his voice, just lost his temper and with a guess, no less. A new piece of information robbed Yuriko of her speech. Father was the only one who died that night? Those men were supposed to be after the House of Lords members. Why did none of them die? Why did a humble Viscount have to die instead? Because he was the actual target. Fujita, is he telling the truth?
はい。
That's suspicious. But why? How much further is the world going to torture this family before it's satisfied? That's not the questions you should be asking right now. Something much more powerful than sadness or anger takes over her mind, and she doesn't think she's capable of forming coherent thoughts now.
そんなに絶望的な顔をするな、ゆり子さん。
Shut up, Shiba. Shiba's talking like an old friend, and she scowls at him. This man did save her life that night. After listening to him ramble on about how much he hates nobility, she can't help but think he's just trying to be condescending. Yeah, probably. Whose fault is it I'm upset? You're the one who had to go and say something so horrible about my father's death. I mean, it's not horrible, it's just kind of stating a fact. Before long, Yuriko's mind is filled with her desire to retaliate. What are you even here for? To make fun of us?
ゆり子さん、それは違う。
Okay. You know that this household is in a bind. You must have sneered at this household that night too, thinking how ridiculous my family was for holding a lavish party we couldn't even afford. The louder Yuriko rants, the stronger the miserable emotion swirling inside her gets. I wouldn't blame you for thinking that either, because I knew how insane it was for my family to go into debt to host such an extravagant party. I was scared. I was so anxious. But the party was my father's way of showing his kindness. You wouldn't understand, but my father, he was willing to suffer because he wanted to make me happy. Her chest suddenly too tight to contain her emotions. Yuriko nods on her lips. She can see that her father acted out of love, but others can only see him as a fool. I mean, and again, both can be true at the same time, you know. And she has to be the bigger fool here for even trying to explain that her father did it all out of his love for her. Her father might have been a fool, miserable man, but that's exactly why Yuriko loved him and why she's so devastated.
姫様。
Fujita looks at Yuriko as if he can't bear to watch anymore and puts his hand on her shoulder. Yuriko lets herself cling to Fujita and bury her face in his chest. Girl is very touchy. Silence fills the air in the parlor. Yuriko refuses to let herself cry, not in front of this insolent guest, and desperately tries to suppress her fury. Fujita seems to understand because he is silent as he lets her rest her face on his chest. Eventually, Shiba exhales a huge pillar of smoke toward the ceiling before pressing his cigarette into the ashtray.
俺が
Are you a detective?
助けてやる。
What?
俺が金を出してやる。
I don't want your dirty money, sucker. That man's proposition comes out of... Oh, he said he was a businessman. I don't want to keep saying he's a cop. The man's proposition comes out of the blue, rendering both Yuriko and Fujita mute with disbelief. What are you talking about?
これでも俺は名の知れた貿易商だ。
Okay, you're a merchant. What is... Shiba shrugs. The gesture looks all too exaggerated.
泥臭い北海道の開拓事業から成り上がって、戦争に乗じて船で嫌というほど儲けた。
Oh,
金
Hokkaido's
だけはあんまりあるんだよ。
nice. Okay. Why would a rich man like you help this family?
どういうことだ？
You want to marry me or something? You know very well that we don't have any property left. I don't think this household can be of any use to you.
利用するだって？人聞きの悪いことを。
It's suspicious. There are plenty of people who make money by tricking naive aristocratic families. You could be one of those con artists offering us a proposition that is too good to be true because we're clueless.
なるほど。やはり、あなたはそこらの家族令嬢とは少し違うようだ。
Uh-huh. Shiba watches Yuriko looking bemused.
あの夜会でも、日本刀を持ったならず者相手に短歌を切って、大したものだと思ったが、ますますあなたが欲しくなった。
What?
もちろん、ただで金を出そうというんじゃない。条件がある。
You want me to marry you? Shiba gives them a serious look and pauses. The air around them is tight, and the split second that it takes before Shiba continues feels like an
あ
eternity.
んたが俺の花嫁になることだ。
I'm sorry, I'm on childhood friend route right now. Maybe another time. Yuriko pulls in a long breath, shocked. Next to her, she can tell that Fujita is just as flabbergasted.
芝様、そういったお話はまず姫様ではなく。
Yeah, he's currently probably drunk out of his mind in the red light district.
ああ、あの道楽者の若様か。いや、今は殿様なんだったが。まあどちらにしろいようがいまいが関係ないだろう。これは俺とゆり子さんの話だからな。
しかし。
I'm No, I refuse. Well, that was fast. I didn't even have to choose an option for that. She shouts before she knows what she's doing. Who do you think would marry someone like you? I don't even know you.
俺がどんな人間だと思う？
Exactly, I don't even know. I like the face, though. A greedy man, a low-born savage, thinks it's acceptable to try to win someone over with money. Ah, girl, like them. Girl. Girl. You shamelessly dug into someone else's family affairs. That's not something you should be proud of, you coward. Shiba narrows his eyes and looks down at Yuriko as she shakes with rage. And then he grins and nods slowly. He likes the feisty ones.
そういうだろうと思って。
He likes the fighters. Oh! Without warning, he grabs her arm and pulls her close. Yeah! So I would like this type too. Yeah! The abrupt gesture gives Yuriko no room to resist. She falls right into Shiba's arms, her head pressed against his chest. From his chest wafts the same scent of that night, cigarette smoke, and the dizzying fragrance of cologne. Just sounds like an old man smell. The scent wakes memories of that night. They're so vivid in Yuriko's mind that her lip quivers. I would hate that smell. It's like the only guy's smell that they've described that well, no, her brothers too. Smelling like women's perfume and makeup is also kind of gross to me. Puffing up her red cheek, she glares at Shiba. What do you think you're doing?
He
likes the fighters! Anyway. Shiba whispers the suggestive words in her ear. He could be a fun route. And a cold shiver runs up her spine. I love it. Oh, I'm so into it. How obscene, let me go. Girl, don't be a prude, it's fun. Yuriko pushes against Shiba's torso, so desperate to free herself. But his burly chest doesn't budge, and his strong arms are wrapped around her like cables.
芝様、どうかご無体な真似はおよしください。
So far, the Olympia soiree allegations are not holding up. I don't remember any of the dudes saying stuff like this to me. Oh, love it. We'll see. We'll see. So far, he's dirty and I love it. Love it. Alright, Shiba. You're on my... Besides your smell description, you're on the top of my list right now. Shiba releases his hold without so much as a warning. The unexpected timing catches Yuriko off guard and she loses her balance before Fujita takes a hold of her. Fixing her slightly disheveled collar, she takes a deep breath before screaming at Shiba. Please go home. I have nothing to discuss with you. I can't scream, guys. I'm not gonna ruin my voice for this. I get paid. I'm not screaming into the mic.
そんなに可愛い顔するな。
I've had enough with you. Go. Get out of this house. Shoo. Please escort him to the door. Yuriko angrily points to the door. Shiba shrugs, giving her one last glance. Puts on his Panam hat and pushes it down until it nearly covers his eyes.
じゃあな、おひいさん。お楽しみは。
You're just getting him wound up, girly. He's lucky. You're making him more interested. With those crude parting words, Shiba calmly crosses the parlor and walks out the door. While listening to his disappearing footsteps, Yuriko collapses on the couch, feeling thoroughly exhausted.
姫様。
Can you tell my brother to get his ass back here? It's okay, Fujita, I'm fine. The scent of that man lingers, wrapping around her. Ugh, I hate cigarette smoke. His strong arms, barbaric behavior, overflowing self-confidence, and arrogant eyes. That is the description of like every single male lead of a romance novel. Especially the Scottish ones. He's probably extremely popular with women, or so she guesses. He has charm to him that makes it difficult to resist, although he did something rude and vile to her. She can't bring herself to loathe him for some reason. He reminds her of a spoiled little boy. But Yuriko is determined not to accept a man of his nature. And that man has the gall to enter this manor without even taking his shoes off and offer money in exchange for her hand in marriage. A lot of women might be giddy at such forward proposal, but Yuriko is humiliated and never felt so disgraced. And then she hears someone approaching the parlor. Yuriko stiffens, fearing that Shiba has decided to return. Why would he? Where the hell were you when I needed you? There was a man here and he grabbed me, so thanks. Freaking useless! You useless man, you. You're still beautiful though, sweetheart, so yeah, okay. Entering the parlor is her brother. He looks listless. His kimono is disheveled, and from the gap on his chest, one can see traces of red lipstick stains plastered on his skin. The sight prompts Fujita and Yuriko to exchange glances. You're still drunk, aren't you? Mizuhito asks Fujita disinterestedly as he pushes his hair from his face. Indeed, her brother seems to be living in a world entirely detached from his household. The earth could split open and swallow his sister whole, and he'd be too busy dozing off. That realization is painful. She knows that her brother is a kind man, that he cares deeply for her, apparently not enough to take care of her, make sure she's not gonna fall into squalor. But he's as reliable as a leaf in the wind. He has it figured out. She has it figured out that her brother isn't too concerned about life itself. To him, everything that happiness is in the world is just fabrication, a dream. The world to him is an oil painting hanging in the gallery, something he can view but not participate in. Now he can, he's the master of the house, he can do whatever he wants.
なんだい改まって。しかし、その呼び方は本当にいただけないな。
With a sleepy face, Mizuhito follows Fujita and the two of them walk out of the parlor. Left alone, a vague feeling of frustration runs through Yuriko and she clenches her fist in her kimono. I have to fight Shiba alone. There is no one here that she can rely on. She's the only one who can protect herself. Her father, who used to wrap her in his kindness, is no longer around. No one is around to be her shield, to protect her from the man who is hell-bent on snatching her away. I don't want to feel depressed, but what can she do? A man is both wealthy and powerful. Against a man like him, what can a girl possibly do on her own? With a heavy heart, Yuriko stares at the garden on the other side of the window. The trees are so serene, blissfully ignorant of the turmoil inside the manor as their leaves sway in the wind. She will end up as someone's wife anyway. She's prepared for marriage. It's an inevitable part of her life. Marriage isn't supposed to be this horrible. It was for a lot of women. And men too. They both got married to people they didn't want back. Depressing. Exhaustion claims her, and Yuriko's eyes fall shut. This is the beginning of the end. She can almost see it playing out before her. Sorry, with stalkers, Saburo, floating around, I would not be comfortable sleeping there. Alright. Dinner time! Alright. With the face of angry mama right here. I'm gonna end it. We've been playing for quite a long time. I just looked over and I didn't realize I got sucked into the story. Alright! I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too. The plot thickens. And we'll see where it goes next time. So if there are any games or outs you would like me to play, let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Bye!